at it less as a
Well, no, because
popcorn bucket
it
and
really
more
it,
as an
like
entertainment piece.
unironically, because genuinely we showed this already, but like
Yeah.
even the people that like bought it's like this is like not a, like it just feels like they just like had no stuff like they're like all right let's make it a filling, okay, well I'll just call it a bucket then, because like
Right.
again no one's eating shit like this.
No.
This is a fucking nightmare to clean. You would
They
have like a
need to.
kernel
Ooh.
stuck somewhere in there forever, right?
They should have had like little like Ziploc baggies or some kind of baggie that you put in before the popcorn.
Right. So like this is this is a fucking figure. Like this is a figure
Yeah.
they're just calling a popcorn bucket. Because I mean,
Right.
like everything about this, like this shit's like fucking rubber. The mouth fucking moves. It comes with a fucking stand. Like it's a figure. Like it's 0% a fucking popcorn bucket.
Hey, I hope one day we'll get like Black Series helmets with popcorn buckets. That'd be sick.
Did they have like the Deadpool helmet had a thing on it, right? Or Deadpool head was one I think
Yeah, I think fuck. I went to the where did I go to see Deadpool and Wolverine? I can't even
The
remember.
hardware store.
Yeah, I was gonna say Harkins because that's one of the big theaters I go to all the time. I think it was AMC.
No, because if you got or did you see just the helmet?
It was like just like his
The
head.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
I think that was with the one you just said, because that one was sent to every theater that wasn't AMC and Regal.
Gotcha.
I also didn't know they had a Dopinder's car, one,
Yo, I didn't know that one.
which is
as
great,
well.
but like that's on the movie, so like, cool.
That's like a Deadpool 2 popcorn bucket that they just
Yeah,
had
left
extra.
over. Yeah, they had a lot.
Hey
Like
guys, we really gotta get these sold.
right. So I really want that alien cup and the the arm one was sick, but I'm not spending that much money on
No.
this shit. Like it's cool, but it's like I already have a fucking I have a ton of popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
I have the fucking Willy Wonka hat. I have
I keep seeing memes about that. It's like homie showed up in the Wonka hat.
yeah. I have the Wonka hat. I have the Mario block. I have a bunch of buckets. Like I have two. What was it? Is it 2 Infinity War? I think I might have 2 Infinity War and 1 Endgame, 1 Toy Story 4, and then I got the fucking Turtles one because the Turtle one was fucking huge. It was like a massive fucking thing of popcorn. And then I feel like I know the girlfriend got the Wish Star. And I feel like she also has if you see the AMC, they have like a purse bag. So I've got like almost like it's like a purse bag, like almost like a Loungefly purse, but it's a popcorn, like it looks like a popcorn, just a bucket of popcorn, but like it actually you open it, it has liner in it, and it's supposed to be for like your popcorn and snacks in it too, and it has the upper department or compartment for your wallet and stuff.
They made you a bag to sneak in snacks to the theater.
Right. They will know what. Theaters don't give a fuck anymore.
No, they really don't.
I saw. I'm wondering which movie I'd do it for. But I sent the girlfriend a reel of someone taking a literal Costco pizza, putting them all in Ziploc baggies, like stuffing them in there, and then putting them like in her bag. I'm like, all right, we're gonna figure out what movie to do this for because I'm down.
I seen a TikTok like that the other day. It's 3 dudes and they were trying to it was a TikTok. It's like who had the best meal, and they're all like, one dude took like a half rack of baby back ribs and like stuffed it into his jacket. Another dude brought like I think he had Popeyes and he put like the mashed potatoes and gravy underneath his hat. And he just had like everything else like taped to his chest, like underneath his shirt.
Man, if you are you a big Fast and Furious fan? Not enough.
Big
never mind.
as
You know,
in,
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, you hesitated already, so not really.
I like it for the spectacle. I don't like it.
At all.
I feel like I have to quantify
I
it. Yeah,
like
it's dumb,
it, but
stupid
it's
shit. Sure, I
it's
like
got
that.
pretty visuals. It goes whoop whoop whoop.
I'll never say it's a good movie, but yes, I do like to have fun at them.
So, homie Kyle, every time there's one, he like rents out. Well, this is for Fast 9. COVID, he rented out the entire theater. And then Fast 10, he rented out like 2 rows. And Fast X was a little different because it was like still a full theater, so we didn't get the experience. But F9 is a magical experience, where it was like we all went in there. And there's like 20 of us. It was for Kyle's graduation. They snuck in mad alcohol, like
Oh hell yeah.
an obscene amount of alcohol. And his
How did they smuggle it? Was someone
no one gives
having
a
a
fuck.
funny walk on the way in?
No. No,
Cable
we just had multiple girls with us, just brought their bags in. So and Fast 9 was all right, but not my favorite. It was not my favorite, but I actually did exactly what Kyle did afterwards. After I watched it, I asked Kyle, and Kyle was blitzed at the end. Like, how'd you like it? He's like, loved it. I don't remember a single thing about it. And I was like,
I
that's
had
great.
fun.
I was great. And then I talked to him since then. He's like, I will never rewatch that movie. Because
Oh, yeah.
that experience was just so incredible that you can't replicate that. But at one point they're all drinking. And I had like one shot, maybe two, and I was like, I gotta stay sober though. I'm the DD for my crew. And at one point my best friend drinks, and he just stops, stares at it, and just looks back and just yells, "Who snuck in absinthe?" Dude, it was crazy. Everyone was like fucking 11 out of 10 drunk. And I'm the it would have been literally one of like top 3 moments of my life because the guy that plays why am I blanking on his name?
Vin Diesel.
No,
Yes, the guy that plays Vin Diesel.
Sung Kang.
The
I
Fast and
forget.
the
I forget. His,
Oh.
Troy
Han,
Baker.
Han.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his character's name. Han.
Yeah, Han Solo. It actually is. He actually was. So they for premieres, the cast just disperses to all the big theaters in LA, and he was at that theater at that time. It brought in a whole like barrel of snacks to throw at the crowd. He was going around like just saying what's up. He was walking in the middle of the theater like what's up, and just like everyone would go crazy. Did not walk into our theaters because ours said private screening. So he was
Oh,
literally
shit.
one theater room over this way, and I'm like, dude, if he knew. And actually, my friend,
That would have been fucking lit.
my friend-
ass would be fucking
dude.
tripping.
So I was like, yeah, dude, if he walked in, imagine 90% of this theater room is drunk off their fucking ass, just having the best time of their life. If these guys are drunk and Sung Kang walked the fuck in, you realize like what their brain would turn into, like mush, absolute mush. So I had a friend that actually interviewed Sung Kang, and she was there, and she told him this is what happened, and you were literally one room away. And he was so disappointed, and she was like, they still do that every once in a while, so let us know if you ever want to crash that. He's like, he was actually going to try to do it for Fast X, but he was in Canada.
Mm.
Oh, shit.
Dude's a homie. But I was like, oh, bro, it was so close.
Man, shitty that no one like had to pee and just fucking bump into him out there either.
Right. Yeah, how all these fucking idiots drink and not have to take a piss? Come
Dude,
on.
I can't go a single podcast without fucking pissing.
Yeah, you can go 30 minutes. You'll be there in a little bit. I didn't show it off. I have a fancy water bottle now that I forgot to kickstart, or I forgot that I kickstarted.
Forgot to kickstart it.
I know I did kickstart it. And it tracks your water drinking, and it'll like actually like light up and like remind you when to drink water. So I pee a lot more, but I have not been drinking it as regularly as I should now. So I've been cheating on that. But I'm definitely someone that can withhold. I hate leaving a theater. I like almost I will refuse to.
That's
Yeah,
one of the few times I'm good at holding it is in a theater.
I don't think I've ever left a movie to go piss. That's just I'm the same way. It's like I paid to be here. I'm gonna watch this fucking movie.
The only one that I've ever walked out to like go do something that I've not seen already was Warcraft. I'm gonna go get water.
Yeah, I
just
got
made an
like
excuse.
violently sick with like either the flu or COVID like during the middle of Rise of Skywalker, and I didn't even walk out of that piece of shit movie. So it's just not happening anywhere.
Anyway, welcome to the Blue Reefs Podcast, episode number 266. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kels. This is our video game podcast, even to talk about
Yo.
movies. We go live on youtube.com/@BlueRupees every Tuesday. We talk about video games, but we also just go off tangent a lot. Why not?
True.
In the chat, we got A Pepperoni asking a handful of things, including you guys ever have
The fact that,
oh.
I was about to say, the fact that that man has not seen Tokyo Drift yet is a goddamn travesty.
Tokyo Drift is amazing. I think literally everyone I know that watches Fast and Furious except for Gore the Movie God like Tokyo Drift. I fucking love it, dude.
The
I
vibes
will,
are immaculate. They're
dude.
fucking off the
Dude,
chain.
that soundtrack, I fuck with it, dude. Like,
Yeah, and the soundtrack.
like the soundtracks of like all Fast and Furious are pretty solid, but like there's something about the Tokyo Drift one where like every time it comes on, I go at least solid 15 miles per hour faster than I should.
Bro, as soon as Teriyaki Boys come on, it's fucking game time. I'm ready to go.
You've seen
I'm
everyone
double shifting like I
besides
should be, not granny shit.
A Pepper already seen everyone besides Tokyo Drift. You've left
That's
peak for the end
insanity.
though.
Yeah, you've been going out of your way to miss out on that, and I commend you on it.
You don't know why you changed that. Like it's the peak. It's so peak. I like Fast. I like Fast 6 the most. People are like, I like Furious 6. I think it's called. I don't know. I have a whole board where I wrote down the names.
Technically, Tokyo Drift kind of kicked off where Fast and Furious is now, right? Because
No, it was more the next one. Unless you mean story wise, yeah.
Story wise, and just kind of like how it's made, right? Because the guy who made it helmed them all, besides like the most recent few, right?
Yes, but
was it
Justin Lin?
What's the name? Yeah, Justin Lin, because he did the prequel and then kind of just blended it in.
And he did 7, and I want to say maybe Fate.
Well, what's the prequel to Tokyo Drift called? It's like Better Off Dead or something like that.
Drift harder.
But it's
Better Off
focused on
Tomorrow or
Han.
something. I think maybe.
Yeah, Better Tomorrow. Yeah,
And
something like that.
Los Bandoleros too.
But that was his own thing, and then he's kind of blended it into.
Yeah,
the Fast
so
and
I mean,
Furious
story, yeah, because that kind of kicks off a more narrative one. But Fast and Furious, the fourth one, even though it was not great, that was the one where the movies became this big action set piece franchise. But people often go back and forth like which one they like. I'm an outlier. I like Furious 6 the most because that's the one where the crew as we know it is all together.
I'm a Fast 5 guy.
Like I get it. In the Fast 5, the Avengers scene where they all come together, super cool. I fuck with that scene. But having The Rock on the team just makes it a little more like rounded out where I'm like, all right, this is what I like. But yeah, dude, but you know what though? The beginning of Furious 7 is so fucking good. I fuck with that scene so hard, dude. Like it's such a dumb scene, but oh my god, it's incredible.
They should have shortened 6 down to and 6, because then we could have had Fast 5.
Have I never shown this?
7.
Hold on. I don't think I might show this on the podcast. Hold on.
I honestly stopped after the third one. I've not seen any of the others after that, just because But oh wait, here we go.
All right.
Oh yeah, is this the okay? Yeah, I'll let you explain this. I remember.
All right.
This.
So I think it might be flipped for people on stream. Let me see if I can flip a camera here.
If I can dream a dream.
I don't think I could flip the camera. Why can I not flip this? Discord, get on it. I want to put this up in the classroom somewhere. I just don't have room for it. But here we go is the saga of the Fast and Furious names. So let's see. We start off with the
Better
Fast
Luck
and the Furious.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
there
it
we
was
go.
that.
That's it.
Better Luck Tomorrow, sequel to Morrow. So the turbocharged prelude for Too Fast, Too Furious. We have that. We go to The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Let's see where we go from here. Then they go to Just Fast and Furious. Where the go? So they say they have the ampersand, and they have this thing. Or no, they have ampersand and they have just and. Which one do we use? Does it make sense? Okay. We go down to Los Bandoleros, but there's not presents. It's not presented by, which is unfortunate. Fast and Furious, we got that. Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6. Furious 7 title card. Let's see. I wrote this down like 4 years ago, so I'm trying to remember what my logic was. I like this part. Mega Man X, Fast X 1, 2, 3, Part X Part 1, Fast X 1, Fast X Part 2, or X2. I don't know. I'm cooking on something there. Me and my friend couldn't figure out what I was trying to say, but I know we knew like what the logic was happening, and there was something cooking there, but we don't know
Yeah, it's
where.
the Pepe Sylvia meme happening.
Fast or Furious 7, Fate of the Furious, Fate. It should have been this. All right, we have F9. Fuck that shit. It should have been F8, Fate of the Furious. That makes more sense.
Now, where does that fit in the Fate Stay Night timeline?
Nah, I don't have enough boardroom for that. I think
F8, we haven't even gotten Fantastic Four yet.
everyone's favorite part of this whole thing is this part. F9. F9? I want to put this in the classroom somewhere so I look like a fucking crazy person. I just need to find room for it.
But where does Fast and Furious Bat Out of Hell come in?
I don't know.
Yeah, where is Fast and the Furious Triple X, where we have Vin Diesel and then Deep Fake Vin Diesel playing Triple X?
It's so funny because when the Fast X trailer came on, I stopped class to watch it, and the students just watching me just laugh hilariously at this trailer where it's like, I think one of the comments that Gore got on the reaction was the one that we did together, I think for Fate of the Furious, and we're just hysteric, like hyena laughing at this whole thing, and people were split where it was either the greatest reaction of all time, or people were like, "Why the fuck are you laughing? It's not supposed to be funny." And we're like, "Yeah, it is fucking hilarious." Truly a fantastic franchise.
Why are you reacting? How dare you?
Yeah, stop reacting. I can't hear you guys are talking over it. Let's see. April also asked, you guys have a weird, anxious, nervous feeling when you enter a theater? No,
No.
I can't say I do.
I'm just not someone that gets like anxious, really.
The only thing that bothers me about theaters is I do just have a genuine dislike of having my back to a door. So just in general, that's inescapable in a theater. But beyond that, there's nothing with theaters themselves.
Yeah. I don't know what I get necessarily. I have to keep a level of awareness being just in the city that I'm in, but I don't necessarily think I get like anxious. I'm just aware. I don't say like get anxious, but I'm pretty hyper aware, I think. Yeah, I do need the same clothes as that Charlie Day meme because that's pretty much where it went on that. David, you're not doing a download this week. How you been this week?
No, I finished. I mean, I technically was still doing it this week. I finished up at like midnight last night. So now that I'm done that, we've had to deal with networking issues, which has been fun. But those are hopefully, knock on fucking wood, solved. Exhausted.
Hey,
Famous last words.
Anyone out there knows what happens if like the middle of your keyboard, like right down the line, just the keys are very unresponsive?
Telling you, it's probably electrical.
Probably. I hope not. I hope there's some sort of fix to it, but like
the fastest way to test is to try a different OS. Like literally just burn a Linux ISO to a thumb drive and see if in the live environment it works correctly or not.
Yeah, but it has to be the keyboard because I deleted the driver and just restarted it, and it's still been.
Yeah, I was about to say, have you just tried a new keyboard before doing all
It's a laptop.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So I tried other keyboards. Keyboards are other keyboards
why
are
are we
fine.
not just plugging one in?
Yeah, other keyboards are fine. It's just the one on the laptop specifically, and it acts funny. Sometimes if I do delete the driver, David, it actually works out the bat, like off rip well for a little while, and then it starts acting funny again.
I would try it under Linux because I almost wonder if it's something fucky with Windows now. Then
I see. I don't know. And there's like no like I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe that's what David finally does to get me off Windows on one of my.
Why don't you just do a clean install of Windows?
Nah, David. I'll let David do stuff for free. I'll travel all the way to that man.
I mean, I can also just bring like one of my 5 spare laptops, then you can just use those.
I'll just if you this is your chance to finally convert me to something that I would never do on my own.
Hell yeah! If you bring your laptop, I will image that beauty with a real fucking chef's kiss good shit distro.
Sure.
You will get the finest in Hannah Montana Linux.
Wonderful. Kels, how you been? I missed you
Doing
last
good, dude.
week.
Yeah, I had to cancel because someone signed me up for a pre-release tournament at a card shop, and I was like, well,
Hell yeah.
no refund, so got to get this done.
How'd you do?
Didn't pull anything, so I did good, just didn't get anything good. So womp womp.
Nice.
Top 8 or?
I got second.
Top 1.
So
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Yep,
Good
yep.
shit. That's my boy.
First place got the promo though, so I was kind of PO'd about that, but
I
can't win them all.
was telling David Kells that the esports thing that we use for our games, they threw in Street Fighter 6. So
Ooh.
I'm like, all right, well, this is probably my time to be like, all right, I guess I gotta start studying this fucking game. Let's do it.
That's interesting that they'll like a Scholastic or UIL League, whatever it is, like allows fighting games, I guess.
I see. I mean, because they got Valorant and stuff now.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like fighting games are
Yeah, never mind. If they have Valorant, that kind of opens up.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, anytime they have a shooting game, I'm like, no, it's a moot point.
but then they also have
exactly.
Smash. They're beating up each other anyway, so whatever.
Smash, I can
Yeah, but it's
kinda
different when it's
get
Bing Bing
because-
Wahoo.
Yeah, Smash is a party game. man.
Yeah,
What
that's
are
true.
you
That's
talking about?
But yeah, I'm just fighting games are the easiest esport I think to get into, which is phenomenal. It's astounding to me that has not blown up in a way that because I feel like on like when you show a normie like a screen, I feel like they understand everything right out the gate, right? God help us if no one knows League of Legends. I don't know League of Legends that well, right? But like having to explain that shit all the way, it's fascinating that game's as popular as it is. But
no, my partner who never really touched fighting games has watched Evo matches a lot in other tournaments with me, and is usually able to pretty quickly figure out, okay, this is the status of everything.
Yeah, it's two people punching each other and bar go down. Done.
Yeah, and it helps that it's just super quick too. It's not like a time investment to it. You don't have to sit there for 20 minutes and watch a league match.
Right.
No, and a lot of fighting games honestly have done a lot in order to entice viewership. So more mechanics have a lot more visual feedback to them as well now.
Dude, I cannot get my fucking what was it? Heavy kick to spiral or medium kick to spiral error anymore. It's so frustrating. I nailed that shit. It took so long. It took me so long to do it like on a consistent basis. Where like I was able to do it every single time, and then now I'm just like and you know what happened, David? You might need it. I know you won't play it sometime soon. I hope it comes to a platform that you are down to play with on. But like, I think it's because my brain doesn't work with cancels in that way. Like cancels, like it's such a fast movement, and my brain wants to be like, pause, like take a second, because it's Tekken brain where it's like not every hit is like a flow chart like right away. It's like every hit you gotta like hit, pause,
wait a second,
hit, pause. But like Street Fighter's like do it all the way through. So I had to turn my brain off from that, but now I went back to it. I think I'm not doing fast enough.
I don't know. It's one of those things that I have a love-hate relationship with Street Fighter. It's never been my favorite fighting game series, but it's always the one that everyone fucking plays, so I play it. And 6 is good. I had my fill of 6. I just still don't feel like mechanically there's a character I care about naming in the game. Like I can play Ken because I have 20 years of experience playing fucking Ken. His strategy hasn't changed that much. It's just now he gets different tools to enact the strategy. And Jury changes every fucking game she's in.
Bro, but 6 is so fun though.
That's
6
kinda
is
how
so
I feel
fun.
as like a Tekken player. Like, yeah, I can play Hurong because I played him for 20 years, but I'm not really like connecting with someone. There's a few of them I like, but none are like, wow, this is fucking awesome. This is who I'm gonna play for.
I don't know.
the next
David
20
nailed
years.
it. Like I think if David didn't like throw me on Cammy right away, like just say, hey, just do this character because you'll have fun. I think I would struggle trying to figure out who to play with, and I wouldn't have enjoyed that game. But like David's just like, go Cammy. I'm like, all right, try. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna make the wildest take I've never thought I'd say, but like have enjoyed Street Fighter 6 more than Tekken.
I think that's fair.
I think I just happen to just connect with 6 so much, and I think 8 was I think the reason I didn't connect with 8 right away was because I didn't have my main character at the front, you know, If I was able to play through the beginning of launch with Eddie, I would have been like more inclined to like grind at the beginning. But because I didn't, I was like, all right, I had a character crisis. I like what's her name. But I was like, yeah, I like them, but not. It's just weird having to balance the whole thing out. Whereas a whole new game with a whole new character, it was like, all right, it's brand new everywhere, you know.
I'm also just gonna be honest. I just don't like the feel of 8.
Ooh, spicy.
Like I haven't put a fuck ton
I
of
think
time
you
into
watch-
it. I still want to.
Watch Evo.
I've
dude.
watched. I did, and it definitely looks a lot different than the way we were playing.
Yes, it does. Extremely.
It looks a lot different than the way we were playing. But I mean, it's still kind of one of those things. You still need to figure out a lot to get to that point. So it's going to be a while of what we're doing now before it shapes up and looks a lot better. And honestly, like I'd be more happy to go back and just enjoy 7. I really don't like the feel of 8.
I was gonna say something. I really want to try this. I've been figuring out what my schedule is, and I've been wanting to like consistently stream for a while. So I'm thinking of streaming just like this would count as one. I don't know if I do one after or if I do a pre-stream or anything or post, but I want to do every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I want to stream. If you want to hop in for those games, let me know. But I know you're not feeling it so much on that game, but we do need to grow. We put in more hours Street Fighter 6 than Tekken 8, to be fair. Like
I mean, I think I
large
have like
margin.
80 hours in the Street Fighter 6.
By a large margin, we played a lot more, which is weird. Like if you told me that, like what a year and a half ago, I would have been like, what the fuck? That's weird.
I mean, to be fair, Street Fighter also had a very long and engaging single player. Like that was a fun fucking single player.
That's true. But I don't know. I think even just competitive games, I put a lot more into it. But I like Tekken 8 a lot still. I just think Street Fighter 6 just feels so good. It looks really good, and I don't know. I just really connected right away with that.
I don't know. I still want to get through the story of it, and then that'll by default also get me a little bit more time with the mechanics of it. But if I was to honestly spend time on a fighting game at this point, I think I'd probably go back to the Strive.
Fair enough.
And that's just
And I'm in the middle. I'm the big Tekken boy.
Tekken's still fun. I still fuck with Tekken. It's just a matter of.
See, I'm just like on the complete opposite. I feel like 8 is like buttery smooth. I love it. Love the feel of it. And
I like the feel of it
totally
too.
down with
I just think Street Fighter 6 just felt better to me for
Sure.
some reason. But like that's not to diminish 8. Like if I was into that, I'd still be totally cool with it.
You know what? Fuck it. We need to return to Pete. We need to go back to Tag Tournament 2.
You're speaking some facts. I don't know. I definitely want to give some more time. David said let's split the difference and go back to Tekken Tag 2.
Oh hell yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I remember I mentioned it before. Tag tournament was like, I'm not a big fan of like tag games in general, but tag tournaments where it really got me. I was like, all right, this it makes sense now.
Oh, what happened to the Cone of Shame?
Oh, poor baby.
We're not too sure. Her and our male or big guy, they both got like really bad allergies or something, so they're like chewing on themselves. So
Oh,
got to throw the cone on.
interesting. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Also crazy at Pepperoni. It's not just that I want Roger Jr. back. I do want Roger Jr. back. I don't even fucking really play Roger that much.
Would you hop in the Tekken 8 if Roger Jr. showed up?
Maybe if Alex showed up, but
I feel like everyone would hop into Tekken 8 if
Dude.
Roger showed up.
Yeah, but you know what? Though I was telling David, I was looking at Terry footage just now because they put out some solid Terry footage for Street
Oh,
Fighter
yeah.
6. It looks good. But yeah, now I have an excuse. Now I got to actually like dive into Street Fighter 6 and get on that. So, whew.
Yeah, and
cool.
I'm always down to revisit that one too.
We need fighting.
I'd probably sooner revisit that.
Dude, I'm telling you, like we need the closest thing that boomers can revisit to old times. Is to order some pizza with the boys and play some fighting games.
But shit,
I
we
wanna
just
do
play
it.
Third Strike.
I'd say you know what that'd be a good idea for Extra Life. I want to do Extra Life this year. I should not have any barriers to it this year. I have the time, so I would love to do
I
Extra
have
Life.
4 days of Extra Life to fill, so
Yeah, I'm gonna just do it over 2 days.
No, I'm too old now.
That's fair, but I don't have those 4 days. Um,
I also get paid company time off for charity events.
yeah,
So
lucky
Sheesh.
you. Everyone has been playing Strive and Street Fighter 6 with my sister since she really wants to play a fighting game with me.
Hell
Both
yeah.
both good picks. I think right now this era, aside from Mortal Kombat, is like peak for like all those fighting games right now.
yeah,
Like Mortal
MK
Kombat,
catching strays.
Mortal Kombat is like got the weakest end, which is unfortunate, right? Because it could have been the most poetic moment of all time, right? Where like
Oh yeah.
literally all fighting games are just firing on all cylinders, and they're like, oh, all of them are amazing. Get Soul Calibur on this shit too. Fuck it. But like
It's
Mortal
like that
Kombat
meme
just
of
came
King
in.
Ghidorah with like all the fucking badass looking heads and then the goofy one.
Mortal
I,
Kombat.
you know, I even kind of want to fuck with the re-release of the fucking Granblue fighting game. There, that's looking fucking minty as well.
I just wish my siblings were would play fighting games. My little brother, he's just like locked into Rust all the time. Like, bro, you are rotting your brain out.
I
Trust
get it
me.
though. Like sometimes those
Yeah.
games just I need to. I've never thought I'd say this since last week, but I need to play more Fortnite because I got the season pass for that.
I need to too. I've been wanting to check that new season out.
Oh, you want to
I'll
play
go
it?
Dr. Doom.
I
Yeah,
got
I'm
I
down.
got the season pass, so I need to play it now.
I'll just have to
Oh,
re-download
fucking
it.
wild.
though.
And
Yeah, David. Like we talk shit. Fortnite's like decent. Like it's not. I know it's not. That's not even your style of game, but like I know like all the memes and stuff. Like Fortnite with the building was ass. I hated that shit. I'm good.
I don't even play Battle Royale mode. I do the Team Rumble,
Yeah.
which is the one where once you die, you just respawn back in, and the zone just gets smaller, and it's like eventually 100 people fighting in like a little field, just fucking.
Yeah, the
going
gameplay is solid, and it's so solid that like it's one of those games where I literally didn't play Fortnite for years. I hopped back in, and it was kind of like just a quick refresh. Like, oh, okay, everything's intuitive, everything feels good. Even when they add all this wacky bullshit every season, like everything's pretty solid. And I like I said, I've always just hated the fucking building. That's the only thing I despised in Fortnite. With that gone, it's genuinely like a solid game. I think that's it's the reason why it's still just concurrently always doing well. Like it never slips off too far. Even people don't like the season, like people will still like go through it, and the next season's probably better. I've never heard of 2 bad seasons in a row. But it's not you don't do battle royales to begin with though, which is yeah. It's good. It's good to have fun with your build.
put in my own usual disdain for everything in life aside.
Also,
I
Epic
genuinely
Games.
feel and Epic Games. I have to begrudgingly give Epic Games credit for like 2 things, and it's one for bullying Apple. Kudos to all the hard work they've done to bully Apple. And 2, I do. Oh, look at that beauty! Look at that.
Rare sighting. And Fortnite.
No. And what they have done to give basically some alternative to Steam. While I would never ever use fucking Epic, I at least appreciate there being more of an option in the fact that they were willing to throw money at game studios. You know what? I can't discredit them for that. So congratulations, for those
And
of you
Fortnite
that
is what makes that money to throw at game studios.
that's true.
And shout outs to them because it became the norm. I think it might be not, maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like maybe Fortnite started the trend of like buy battle pass. If you play through battle pass, you will get the next one for free,
Yeah, no, it was definitely up there as one of the trendsetters for that, for sure.
which I think is great. I think that's what everyone should be doing. It should not be I pay you and I have to I'm having to pay to but like the
only
fact
way
that
to
they
make it
reward
better,
you.
I feel like, is to do the Halo system
Oh.
on top of that, to where you keep it beyond release. Like if those 2 could merge, that would be perfection.
I would be totally happy, and
Besides just not having about, but yeah, we're not there.
I think that'd be such a good spot because
Yeah.
David, obviously, I don't know if you knew. Obviously, you know how Battle Pass is limited time. You got like what 2-3 months to finish it, and if you don't, it goes bye bye, and you don't get any of that stuff.
All right.
Halo does it where like every season pass or every battle pass is purchasable whenever, and you can.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's no time limit on them, so like I can buy the very first one still. I can buy the new one. All you gotta do is like mark which one you're working progress towards.
Yeah, you can swap between them at any point.
Yeah. And that's the way to do it. And I've actually thrown money at Halo just just to support that because I like that process. But again, also like the fact that like it's telling you if you play this game enough and get that 50 that level whatever 100 or 50 whatever, and yeah, take the next battle pass because you're just keeping the game alive, right? Like that's how it should be. If you're keeping the game alive, here's more shit to keep you around. And also it's not like the people like the skins for Fortnite like are pretty pricey. Granted, I think when it comes to skins in game, I actually
Well, a lot of them are licensed too, right? So you kind of gotta
right.
make them a premium.
But I fuck with the Fortnite ones more because one the art style looks pretty solid in them. Like no matter like what varying thing it is, like from Alan Wake to like even like the TMNT ones. The TMNT ones look better in Fortnite than they did like was it TMNT? It was something I forget what, but like it was like oh look in Fortnite they look better than they ever have.
Yeah, like people were really hype on the Shredder design. And
that's what it was
because Shredder came out in COD too, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is Call of Duty?"
Right. But
also shout outs to Cody Rhodes in COD and Rey Mysterio and Rhea Ripley.
But also in Fortnite you could see the skin, right? Like it's not like Overwatch where you don't see it. You only see it when you get killed or something, right? So it that's why like I'm also more inclined to buy a Fortnite skin because like that's something you will see the entirety.
That's kind of how I feel about old Marvel Rivals, which I feel like we'll talk about later as well.
We'll be talking about that indeed.
Let's see.
Also, I didn't forget about your other comment, Crazy A Pepperoni. We'll get to the other comment earlier a little bit as well.
I like to play, just listen to something. I'm guilty of having so many skins. Yeah, all I have right now are the Alan Wake and Leon Kennedy skins. I really want to buy the Deadpool one though.
Yeah, I will say it's kind of ass here, like how a lot of those cool skins are locked behind previous battle passes. But from what I've seen, I guess Disney is pushing them to make it to where old skins get re-released.
Yeah, so there is a rotation where they will eventually.
Well, battle pass skins.
Oh, those
weren't,
ones.
But now they're making it to where battle pass skin. I guess Disney's pushing them to be like, hey.
Especially with the inclusion of like the Kingdom Hearts shit.
Wait, what do you mean we can't just keep making money on this? The fuck?
Right. Why aren't you selling these still? We're paying you for what?
The only thing we need to create scarcity on is our DVDs.
Where's our money for this week? Oh, you're not selling it anymore. What the fuck?
Yeah, get back to it.
Why would you not just print more money?
Yeah, Square.
Because like what was it, like Iron Man, and there's like a few others that are just locked behind one of the Marvel passes that they did a year or so ago.
I think
so.
Like,
well,
yeah, and then now with Sora coming out and a bunch of Donald and Goofy shit.
I need to.
Wait, Sora's coming out? I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah, they have a special mode where it looks like it's like a pseudo action RPG mode where you'll be able to use a lot of Kingdom Hearts characters as kind of like randomized abilities.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to play then.
I want the Deadpool skin though. I think Deadpool kind of just mashed it with so much of that art style and just acting so fucking stupid.
It really does. It's
So,
just like perfect combo.
Yeah, so
I mean, I will admit the idea of Naruto rocking a Gat is still hilarious to me, but
or Goku.
Yeah, or Goku.
Superman was the one that got me. It's just so fucking funny to see Superman with like an AK
next to Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
It's so like it's absurd. Just the varying levels of fan fiction you could put in that game.
Yeah.
All right. It's only the one.
I love your jersey, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that.
Powerline. Yeah. They had a Cusco one I really wanted, but it sold out.
I think Goofy movie is probably one of my favorite Disney movies.
Dude, I fucked up. I know that the fucking that Goofy and Max both know the Powerline dance.
Yeah, you didn't hit it.
I forgot about it until
you gotta do the perfect cast. Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
I forgot about it until after I left the park, and it was like until after I left. I was not gonna go back to that park, and I was like, oh, fuck.
I'm so mad. I haven't gotten to do the Max meet and greet yet. It's just never there when I'm there.
Dude, yeah. So I told the girlfriend, I was like, I don't give a shit. We're gonna come back or figure out something because I'm gonna have that happen. Like I was waiting for it since last year and just blinked. So I'm so upset about it. Where let's see, it's only ones from this battle pass. The ones after accessible. Next John Cena. All right. David, what'd you get this week?
Shout outs to our John Cena. It's still wild to think that like this is his last year wrestling, and the man, barring any injuries, is going to go out on his own terms. You'll love to see it. Well, I have mixed thoughts on John Cena. I do appreciate all the work he does for charities and shit. So
It's actually insane, like how much he does for Make a Wish, and
Yeah.
back whenever WWE was like huge into like the USO tours and shit. They probably still are, but he was always like the poster child for that shit. I remember.
yeah, considering he had one of the largest touring schedules with WWE, he still also managed to be the most used person for Make a Wish at the same time.
Yeah, I was about
Dude
to say,
was a
I thought
machine.
he had like a record for it or some shit.
Yes, he is the one to do the most Make a Wish volunteer
Insane.
hours.
You know what?
That's insane.
Warm take. I think he's the trajectory of where I wish The Rock would have went.
Whoa, yeah, 100%. He's the trajectory that any wrestler turned actor should aspire to be.
Well, I mean, because The Rock is technically is much bigger, but
Oh yeah,
John Cena is flexible. You know, like I can see him in different roles, and it's fun to see him. Whereas The Rock, it's like, all right, I already know what I'm getting.
Well, kind of Batista's gotten to that point too, because
Batista
he's kinda getting to
in
that point
Blade
too.
Runner, fuck yeah.
Yeah, the big dude, little glasses, love that.
I
I
am.
mean, he's little now. Batista's really shrunk.
Yeah, he's like shriveled up. It's kind of crazy. And I see in an interview he said that he's kind of done it purposefully so that he doesn't get typecast as like the big guy.
But also like
I mean,
that
kind of
shit.
makes sense too.
It's so annoying to upkeep too. Like, or not. It's not
I
annoying,
can
but it's like
only
hard work.
imagine. Yeah,
Um,
like because you're forcing yourself to eat. Like you're forcing protein into you at that point.
I always wonder because there's gonna be a year where I'm gonna like want to just go for it. I want to see if like what I can do. And I was talking to the girlfriend about that where I'm like, I know I'm severely underestimating how this is gonna go because like it sounds good on paper, but like anyone that's gone through it knows they're like, no, the whole shit that we have to keep eating fucking sucks. Like it is not in a good way. When like you're in a chunky mood, you're like, oh, keep eating, fuck yeah. But no, it's like you're not eating the stuff that you want. You're eating the stuff that you just need to build the muscle.
Yeah, it's fine when you're a fat slob at home, like playing Warcraft all day. But whenever you're fucking pounding weights and eating 5 pounds of chicken breast, it's not,
I do
cool.
fuck with chicken breast though. I fuck with chicken breast.
I eat a lot of that. The partner predominantly just eats chicken for their meat, so
And you're a big guy, so look at you.
it's true. Also, add back you real quick. What do you mean? How would we rank the three? What three are we
Avery
ranking
asked
here?
that.
Yeah.
Avery asked John Cena, Batista, and The Rock.
Oh,
Rock
those
at
three.
bottom, and then the other two interchangeable.
It depends how we're ranking them. So if we're ranking them in terms of like as actual wrestlers, 100% The Rock is top. Then it would go Cena. Well, it depends the era. If we're talking like Ruthless Aggression era, I could really go either way between Batista and John Cena. Because if you're talking about like Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena and Evolution Batista, that's a fucking hard
sir,
one.
he was a platinum selling artist. You put some respect on that name.
Yeah, but that was that persona of that time. That was his gimmick at the time. The Doctor of Thugonomics there.
Ooh. Okay, never mind.
He was a triple threat. He could rap, wrestle, and write you a prescription.
But what about acting?
In terms of acting, oh man, definitely
Batista's
Rock at
top.
bottom.
I
Yeah,
think
Batista is
it's not
top.
hard. I think it's Batista, John Cena, then The Rock.
I just haven't seen John Cena act in much. I haven't watched much with John Cena in it.
Yo,
so-
Cockblockers was funny.
The cock blockers are funny, and just watch the Suicide Squad. I feel like you can get everything.
That's like
from
the
that.
only thing I've seen him in. Oh, in the Marine. That
I
and
need
the
to watch
Marine.
the
are-
fucking. I need to watch the show.
But you know, if we're talking about wrestlers
It's really good.
in
Peacemaker's
acting,
great.
we need to talk about Triple H and Blade Trinity.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of that, actually, perfect segue. I just saw a tweet. It's literally I'm looking at it right now. That's why I stopped for a second. and take all these dumb rumors with a grain of salt. But Streets are saying Mahershala Ali is
I
expected
seen
to
that.
leave Blade soon. Marvel still wants Blade
Good.
in the MCU, but that'll be after
Absolutely
Secret Wars.
good.
Marvel wants
He-
Lakeith Stanfield for the role. They feel bad about the Silver Surfer situation and want to make it up to him.
They both need to walk and not even touch it. The way that Marvel's handled that is
How the
fucking
fuck
is
do you
dirty.
fuck up Blade, bro?
Yeah, that exactly. That should be something to where like Mahershala shouldn't just walk away and never pick up his phone.
know
for a
what
Marvel
would've-
call.
Yeah, you know, in alternate universe, it'd been so funny if Deadpool Wolverine had Mahershala Ali come in instead.
Right.
You know, well, I was gonna say, you know what's wild is when they were starting to real quick spoilers for Deadpool.
It's been a month. You've
I still,
if you avoided spoilers, I am fucking shocked, and I'm sorry if this is it, but
Fair. But when they were starting to do a lot of the kind of gimmicks of like, oh, you played this character in this other movie, especially with Chris Evans, I was kind of waiting for that to also happen to re-tie back in the Daredevil, not Daredevil, the Luke Cage series. Did he play Diamondback in that?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we're gonna get like also Diamondback here, and that's kind of what happened with fucking Johnny Storm is what I was expecting is we would get Diamondback and he was gonna get killed.
they said
Um,
they talked to Nick Cage about Ghost Rider, and they really should have
Yeah.
got him on that. That would have been a really
oh fucking hell!
I don't know if it was a joke, but Ryan said that he was wanting too much. That could have been just like a joke, like haha, poke fun. But
No, I don't think so, because Nick Cage has been doing some like obscure ass shit.
yeah. That's why.
It might have just not worked out. He was doing a smaller role, which is fair. But that
Well,
was
it was
he's
kinda-
playing John Madden.
But imagine that.
Wait, what?
Imagine that cast right there, though. Like, just imagine that cast and add Nick Cage to it. I'm like, oh, mwah.
See, I feel like such a weirdo because I didn't hate Spirit of Vengeance. There's a lot about Spirit of Vengeance I really like. Like a lot of the cinematography during the action shit, I really like. Story sucks, but like a lot of the stuff that you go to see like a dumb action comic book movie for, I really like in that movie. So I'd love to see Nicolas Cage back.
Everybody says Ollie's walking away. It's rumors right now,
Yeah,
but I would not.
yeah, it's
I would
rumors.
not be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked, and he should do it 100%.
Yeah,
The-
total
way
mismanagement
that-
part. Like it's embarrassing.
The man's a saint for how patient he's been with him so far.
And you
up
should
until
never have to
now.
do PR for fucking Marvel. Like that's
No.
dumb as hell. I'd be asking
Yeah,
for
they're-
more money. Hey, I'm fucking working for this. Like I need to get paid. Um,
And it's so funny because they tried investing into him with Eternals, and even after that, they don't know what the fuck to do. It's like, bro, Eternals like gave you an alley oop here. Like
They
they
need to
give
stop-
you an out to do
they
something.
need to make these like post credits literally just the next movie that's happening because like this whole like we're gonna lead into something that's gonna happen like 5 years is bullshit. It's because remember back then it was like the post credits was the next movie. Sometimes it was even like it was like a scene from the next movie too, right? Like it's like do that shit. 'Cause that's what makes you excited because you're like, all right, that's gonna happen. Not this fucking where are like we already wrote about that, right? But where's all these fucking people at? Like we don't.
Well, I mean, at the end of Avengers: Age of Ultron, we got the Infinity Gauntlet, and we didn't get that until Infinity War.
But it was already set up to do that though. Whereas like Star Fox, who the fuck and when the fuck.
Yeah.
The how Blade dropped the ball reminds me because I have the students reading The Long Walk,
Mhm.
which is throwing a lot of them off because like this is fucking weird. I'm like, yeah, welcome to Stephen King. Some shit just is fucking weird. Yeah, especially when he gets like overtly sexual after someone's brains got blown out.
Yeah, you want
especially when he also gets overly sexual about children. I still
Shots it.
the man still defends. Yeah, the man still defends it to this day, and I'm like, that's
Well,
not
to-
the hill to die on, my guy.
I mean,
That's not the hill to die on.
it's not. The book's incredibly popular, and so is the series. So it's like I guess, but then again, people know it from the movie more than the actual book.
Yeah, because there's no one that wants to read a fucking child orgy. So I mean,
Oh, there's some weirdos out there. Don't
I'm
you know one?
yeah,
Come
and those
on.
are the people
Shout
that
out
should
to
be. Those people should be put on fucking watch list. I don't like. I don't need to be reading
Right.
this horror story and then all of a sudden it have a fucking break about how these 5 kids ran a train on their one female friend. I don't really fucking need to read
them. He was
that.
on coke
Yeah,
during that,
and, like,
right?
Well,
Yeah, probably. I mean,
well,
it
the thing
was
is,
around that
even
era.
his newer stuff, like Under the Dome, is a more recent one, and there's a dude that
Yeah,
fucks a dead body in that one.
Shout outs
So,
to him.
yeah. I also heard there was something with like one of the like murder rapey stories he recently released that also
Hey,
had like
look,
high.
I will say, like, his questionable writing aside, like, man's a fucking like machine just to put out
oh
content, and I
yeah,
respect
yeah,
that.
man's fueled on coke.
Yeah, but like the fact that he has just so much fucking books out there, goddamn.
The
But
80s were crazy, man.
I say that because The Long Walk has always been pushed around to try to become a movie. I think even George Romero had the rights at some point, I think, or something like that.
R.I.P.
But like, give me the fucking rights. Let me do it. Fuck it. I hate when people just sell this shit and just can't do it. Fuck it. You don't know me. I don't know you, but I'll make it for you. Fuck it. Just give me, give me. Fuck it. $15 million. I don't know. I hope that's enough. I'll
Well,
do
that's
it.
what blows my mind about like the MCU, right? Is like how do they not sit down and write out like the next 5 years?
Because upper
Like,
management wants to take a hold of it. I think, which
well,
is which,
like,
and they are so conflicted in everything. So there was what was it? Especially with all the I forget what was going on or why. I heard about this like a few days ago, but it's like they put that stress on the VFX team because they make decisions last second, and the reason why all these backgrounds look like trash is because they just do them to interplaces. Like, all right, well, they're going to be on a ship, and they'll come back like 3 weeks before filming. Oh, you know what? No. Let's have them be in a field. So it's like the reason why everything is like trash because they just wipe it clean and they can put whatever they want on it instead of like
yeah,
knowing that you're gonna be doing that. It's that, you know.
yeah. I seen this. Someone was posting on Twitter, so grain of salt as always. They said that they went to like a screener for Beyond the Spider Verse before like everything was done, and they said only like 30% of the movie was done, and that was like 3 months before it was released. So it's like one
That
of those
doesn't
things.
surprise
Like,
me, honestly.
Oh no.
yeah, it's like
Across the Spider Verse was done like the night before or something like that.
yeah, across that, yeah.
A
But
night,
they
yeah.
said like most of the movie was not there when they seen it, and it was only like a few months
hmm
beforehand.
Across Spider
So it's
Verse, I
like,
think was like done like a day or two beforehand.
yeah, that's insane. That should be illegal. That that's fucking insane to me.
Yeah, it's obscene. It's like
And it's not an indie company. It's Sony.
No.
It's Disney. Like these people have the money. They have the ability to
hey,
push it out
if you're gonna do this
or
shit
work
though,
on it earlier.
pay your VFX artists a lot of money, so they're at least happy about it. Like like if they had the salary that was worth it, cool.
That's what
You
blew
know,
my mind.
here's the thing that's wild to me. Uh, you see a lot of these companies pay for fucking visual effects and animation and shit, and they will spend so many millions and still get some shit looking projects, or they'll still like hyper overwork their shit. You know who weirdly seems to produce like amazing quality shit while still
YouTubers.
maintaining a reasonable budget is fucking Ufotable,
I don't know
Oh
that is.
yeah.
Demon
Uh,
Slayer.
yeah, anime
Yeah.
company.
Yeah, like they make some of the most amazing, gorgeous, on point shit and just fucking churn it.
Ghibli,
And it's
granted.
I mean
Yeah, but these people are working themselves to the bones too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the best the
Fair,
best
fair.
there
comparison.
were but to be fair, it's also
But it is great art. It's not like we're
it's
getting mid
great and it's
from it.
well
Yeah.
project managed. That's the
Yeah.
kind of key thing. Is yes, because it is the anime industry, they're definitely overworked, but it is also a level of project management that they have that I think is genuinely part of the problem. Is I feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen for Marvel shit because you're not just doing your project, you have 7 other projects that your shit is intertwined with.
Well, that was the
And
thing with the Beyond or Across the Spider Verse, right? Like before it came out, they touted they're like we had 2,000 visual effects artists working on this. So if you're constantly making changes and having to redo things, you're starting that pipeline like completely over. So the
So
person working on A has to, or the person working on B
Yeah.
has to wait on A, C has
Right.
to wait on B. So you're just fucking everyone down that line of 2,000 artists that you have.
And
It's insanity.
the unfortunate thing is I feel like the magic is gone where people don't realize the less you have, the better the product kind of comes out because you're forced to work within your own limits. But because Marvel has unlimited money, they just throw that around and like think that's gonna solve the problem. Where it's like,
Right.
if you limited your scope, oh, it'd be so good. It'd be so good. It's like it's like how the fuck did it's not surprising, right? But how Everything Everywhere All at Once like looks amazing and was amazing and didn't have that budget.
Well, my best comparison for animes, or not anime, but like animation, is like Love, Death, Robots.
Mhm.
Those are usually
Mm.
small studios. They're, if not like 20 people, sometimes it's like a handful of people, and yet they put out these amazing, like just almost, they are works of arts.
Right.
They're usually deep, have really great storytelling to them, visual spectacle, and yet somehow you have a machine as big as Disney that can't fucking put it together.
Yep.
For something that you have everything for. You don't have to remake Spider-Man. You have decades worth of Spider-Man to pull from.
Right.
You don't have to make a new character.
But with that, I'm just like, can just give me the fucking movie. Let me do it. I will
Yeah, hand
figure
it
it
over
out.
here, bucko.
I will figure it out. I promise you.
Well, and the other part that really hurts is you have people making the fucking comics that are doing it right. Go talk to those people. But no, that you can't hire those guys because then you gotta pay them.
Womp womp.
Yeah, womp womp.
Blade's such an easy fucking movie to do.
It's easy layup. Easy.
So
fucking,
easy.
It was literally one of the first superhero movies that they did. It was so
Right.
easy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with what I bought this week.
Yeah, what'd
Nice.
you get?
Kels, what'd you get?
So, hell yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, you're not done? Oh, I said that
haven't
was
even
what
started.
you. I thought you said that's all I got.
No, I said so. Anyways, with what I got this week, 'cause I haven't even
I thought you
started.
said that's all I got. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I don't even
No.
know how we got.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember either.
You mentioned something about Blade, and I got off track.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I got a huge lot of PC games for $6.
Oh shit.
You talked
so we
about
got-
wrestlers to Triple H to Blade Trinity in there. I got you.
Oh, there we go.
yeah.
Boom.
Shout outs also to Papa Triple H, who's been steering WWE right so far.
So far.
We'll have to give it a long term. I don't want to give him too much credit, but who would have thunk, man? Real quick, last side tangent.
You know
No,
what you got.
no, legit, real quick. Last side tangent on that. Who would have thought 20 years ago that Triple H and Shawn Michaels would be the ones running the company at this point?
It feels like a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
like this feels like a total work or like
Like
a bit,
literally
storyline.
20 years ago, they had the stable of DX, the original members with them and Rick Rude as their manager, and then eventually they brought in China. But here we are, them basically running the company.
Sure.
And Shane McMahon is potentially due to debut in AEW, which is fucking wild.
That doesn't feel right.
Yeah, a McMahon in a non-WWF promotion. Which actually, hilariously, technically did happen once because Shane was on the last episode of WCW.
I was about to say, I feel like he was in a WCW game too.
I don't think he was in a game, but he was in the last episode of WCW because that's where they did the whole storyline plot twist that he was the one that bought WCW. So that way WCW could invade the WWF. Anyways, with what I bought this week. So we got a loose copy of Spec Ops. It technically has the like proper case, but whenever you don't have a manual for a PC game, good luck fucking finding it ever. So, as well as Tomb Raider 2, Enemy Infestation. We have I'm missing the big boxes for these, which is sad. But we got Baldur's Gate 2 and its expansion. This is beautifully complete and bought for PC. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
That's sick.
Beautiful.
I love the diamond cases for those, or just the
They're,
CD cases.
they're so fucking clean for PC games.
Mhm.
Like, and then this was the last game to come in my fucking lot that I bought. And of course, I mean, I got other weird shit in that lot. They threw in like a Windows 95 easy tie-dye kit. I got like a fucking digital dinosaur pack bullshit. That's like a weird tie-in to Jurassic Park. And this McDonald's Seto Kaiba disc for fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! But this is what caught my eye for this lot until I realized that Tony Hawk 3 was complete in box for it. And it just feels on brand with my collecting as of late. And it's a Japanese complete box copy of a Romance of the Three Kingdoms side game for PC. So Koei has 3 different iterations that they do for fucking the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era. They have Dynasty Warriors for your action goodness. They have Romance of the Three Kingdoms proper if you're a big fan of doing kind of like political espionage bullshit / somewhat strategy RPG nonsense, more of like a simulator. This was their other variants, like Enko Senba, I think is the correct pronunciation for this, where this is just a straight up Fire Emblem clone, but with the historical figures of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era. So fucking wild, love to see it. Also, shout outs real quick. I have finished watching Your Boy Kong Ming. Fucking highly recommend that. It's a hilarious series. Whole premise of the anime is what if Yuge Liang fucking was reincarnated in modern era and decided to become a music producer. Fucking 10 out of 10 anime. Had a blast watching it. Go watch that. And then speaking of anime, last thing I got for this week, that I paid for at least. I technically got one other thing, which I'll show in a second because it's heavy. But The Promise of Haruhi Suzumiya, it's a visual novel on the PSP that has an English translation. I still have a weird, fond memories of the weird shit that happened with the original Haruhi anime when that aired. So I was like, fuck it. I wanted to play that game one day anyways because of the English translation. May as well get it physical. Last thing I got is I retired another computer from work. So I got a beautiful new, what will eventually be a server for my home to retire my other server. So I have 2 servers. I have 3 servers laying around the house that I need to find new homes for eventually. But I now have something that actually uses DDR4 instead of the DDR3 as a nice little upgrade.
Nice.
And I have some digital shit, but not really importance. So yes, with that, Kels, what did you get?
Yeah, so kind of light right now until I go pick up some more. But so Uncanny X-Men just kicked off, and here's issue number
Nice.
1. Again, beautiful art with the X-Men run going on. So yeah, that's all I got for this week.
Have you read it yet?
Yes, I actually just finished it before we went live.
How
Yeah,
is it so far?
So far, so good. It's kind of setting up where we are because so it's kind of like a not a full reboot, but the last arc ended. It's done. I forget what that X-Men run was called, but now like everything kind of came to a culmination. And it's kind of like on the downswing, and so now we're setting up like the new story, new stakes. And so there's technically 3 different X-Men runs and teams all running concurrently, same world, same everything. And this is Uncanny X-Men, so this is Gambit, Rogue, Wolverine, and so we don't know who the last one is yet, but thinking it's Jubilee because
Nice.
Scott is running his own team, and they're currently in Alaska trying to rebuild because the X Mansion is being turned into a jail for mutants.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, on a comic note, real quick, have you been following with the news Gotham City Sirens shit?
No, I haven't. I've the only DC stuff I paid attention to recently is they're doing their it's called the Absolute Universe or Absolute Run, which is their take on like what Ultimate was for Marvel. So I've been keeping up with that, but no, I haven't kept up with Gotham City Siren stuff. What's going on with it?
It's kind of fun if you like Punchline.
Pumpkins. Gotcha. Oh yeah, no, Punchline's great. She was like one of the better additions here recently that I've liked added into like the whole Batman mythos, Bat family type stuff.
Yeah, I kind of liked her addition. I really like the interesting dynamic they were building with her and Damien. I hope we get back to that again. But no, she's kind of become the new villain for Gotham City Sirens at this point. Um,
Yeah, Batman
and
is
the,
huge, A Pepperoni. He's gigantic in the new Absolute Batman run. He's a chunk.
oh shit, really?
Yeah. They made him like a that traditional bodybuilder like type look. He almost has like the Liefeld effect to him, but actually drawn well.
Actually has feet.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I highly recommend checking it out.
That sounds cool.
Especially if you're a fan of Punchline, they
Yeah.
managed to. Oh man, it's really hard to talk about without spoiling it. But they managed to tie in a lot of modern online gamer tropes without it sounding like "Hello, fellow kids."
Gotcha. See, that's really cool to me too. Is I just like the new additions to the like Marvel and DC because I feel like for a long time like stuff just gets retreaded. Like it's like okay, we're back to Joker, we're back to Harley, we're back to the staples, right? So whenever someone can come in and make something new and it like has like a lasting impression, all for that. Give it to me. Especially whenever it can like not necessarily be like, ooh, a Batman villain, but it's like, oh, this person can come around and affect Damien in this way or can affect the other parts of the Bat family. Love that.
Agreed. But yeah, and also there's a Ligma joke. They managed to sneak one in there.
Oh god.
But yeah, no,
Harry
it's a lot of
says
fun.
Wonder Woman might be the coolest design.
Yeah, no, Wonder Woman is fine. Although I do really like the Superman design. So they made it to where his shirt is like constantly like not his shirt, his cape is like flaking. There's like a dust to it, and I guess it's supposed to be like the ashes of Krypton coming off his cape. So that's really fucking sick.
All right. So, let's see. I finally made time to go to my local comic store and pick up everything I had sitting there
Hell
for ages.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. What'd you get? I'm hyped.
I got all my stuff that I had for all the Blood Hunt stuff. So
Nice.
there's 2, 3,
Hell
4, and they left me a little present. For 5, they got me the red band one.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get fucking comic collecting again, but it's such a rabbit hole.
It's a rabbit hole. It's expensive. The guy in front of me was picking up his box, and it was like $80. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh,
See, mine like it depends on like what issues there are. Like if it's something I really want, I'll go get it the week of, but usually I'll wait like a week or two, let them stack up. Mine don't get too bad because I kind of keep mine centralized. Like there's a few runs I like to follow, like the Ultimate runs going on. Got to get those.
Yeah.
And then that new DC run coming out and this X-Men run, I guess. So this is me branching out.
I like to try and wait for trades, but at the same time, I'm
Yeah.
impatient. So
That's exactly how I am. Like I like to cop the singles because I'm impatient and like I'm one of those people that are like maybe a con comes around and I can go get Jed McKay to sign my my one issue or whatever.
Yeah, I just haven't had time. So like literally, I've had it sitting there since 2. I was like, oops, my bad, y'all.
They're hitting you up. Hey,
Yeah, which is why I'm surprised. I'm like, thanks for the red band.
right.
Let's see. And then I also got this in the mail. So I got Sonic Superstars because that was $10.
Did you see
Hell yeah.
the limited run bundle?
I have not.
Oh, it's for the Sonic and Shadow collection.
Ooh, is it a gun?
No, but they have like a big like $200-$300 like collector's edition.
Of course they do. Let's see. Oh, that is kind of cool. With the Dreamcast.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
I don't give limited run money in this house anymore.
I don't know. They announced some cool shit here recently.
I can't. I just don't have room, nor do I care to get any more of these big collector's editions. You know, like there was a time and place where it's like that Scott Pilgrim one down there in the corner. It's not even displayed. All in on that. I was like, fuck yeah, that's cool. Like Alan Wake 2, okay, cool. But like it used to be anything, right? Like I got a Explosion Man thing up there. It used to be whatever I can get, but now I'm like, no, I got too much. I want to get rid of some of this stuff actually.
Yeah, getting every numbered release.
It wasn't very numbered, but it was like anything I had a remote interest in. Like I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. I'm like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I regret buying a lot of them. But I mean, what can I do? They're not really resellable. I mean, they were sellable, but then you're not getting anything back. Did you guys see that the Chris Chan footage got?
Yeah.
Oh
the body cam
yeah,
footage.
the body cam footage. Oh fuck! I shared that around at work.
Dude.
A couple people didn't know Chris Chan. I'm like, oh, you sweet summer
Dude,
child.
I
And then my boss was like, I can't. It's too much cringe.
Yeah.
So a pepperoni the police cam footage for Chris Chan's arrest came out, and it was the most. I was watching someone react to it, and it blew my mind because I knew it came out, but I just didn't clip. I was like, I'll watch it eventually. But when they played it, I didn't realize it was Explore With Us, which is like the biggest crossover episode of my life because I watch a lot of Explore With Us. So hearing them talk about Chris Chan was the fucking weirdest shit, and it was so funny. If you watch the whole thing, it's like they do not know.
No, they have no.
They have
like every
no
time
idea.
like, there's like a couple of cops like, what? All these people coming from?
Well, they
like,
got nervous because they were getting watched. Like, this is weird. And they were like almost kind of like tensing up a bit. And then just, what's up, Christian? And then just the weirdest shit. And then, yeah, it's just the rest of the time, they're like, what the fuck have we gotten ourselves into? The person I was reacting to was like, just, one of those cops went in the deep dive afterwards. They're like, all right, let me look at this fucking guy. And then, welcome to the biggest long running documentary on the internet.
Yeah. Now you're on a watch list, pal.
I feel so sorry for the one that had to drive them to lock up, just stuck in that.
It
whole,
sounded like a fucking
like,
audiobook, dude. Like it was like I felt like I could just like I was like listening to some like sci-fi audiobook.
That's
My
what L.
favorite
Ron
comment.
Hubbard sounded like.
My favorite comment I saw on the footage was like, "This is what it's like to have an IRL unskippable cutscene."
unironically. But that was wild. Man, I've been on a binge of just like watching just true crime shit. I discovered a new podcast over the last like week or two. It's Mile Higher podcast. It's a wife and husband combo that just do some true crime stories, and it's been unfortunate because like I will sleep to podcasts, but I will wake up. I wake up a lot at night. I'll wake up to like move over, but then like I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting, and I just won't go back to bed. And I fucking hate it. I slept an hour on Monday night just because like I couldn't sleep, and I was like, all right, put the podcast on, lay down. Oh, they did what? That's fucked up. All right, hold up.
I got beat as
They
always.
did what to the
You're a
body?
Like it's they're not
Oh, no.
they don't do comedy, which has been because I always listen to Small Town Murder, which is great, fantastic podcast. You know what that one is?
I've heard of it. I haven't.
It's fantastic, but I've been combining too much true crime and comedy, where I'm like, all right, I need to like, yeah, I need to like, and it's something I want like a story now. So I've been just like listening to those things, and they do a really good job of just telling a story as it is.
Yeah.
And they'll interject and do some like commentary and stuff. But man, like some of it just like that reminds me. There was an episode that I fell asleep to last night that I'm really upset because I need to go listen to what happened to that guy. It was like the world's best teacher. And
Uh-oh.
and I saw the Earth, like dude kept getting nominated for best teacher and just kept declining it because he felt like it took too much time away from his students. He would be there till like late, till 6 or 7 o'clock at night for the schools. Always leave lights on if the kids had to get home late. He would pay money to get some of the kids like their testing done to go to college. He'd pay money out of his own pocket to get those done. He would just like this amazing teacher. Goes out on a boat, doesn't come back. Like because he has like a boat like for there, he doesn't come back, and they find him somewhere else, like mutilated, like shot in the head multiple times and this and that. And I fell asleep to where that is, so it's a cliffhanger now. So now I'm like, no idea why or what. I need to go figure out what happened there.
Yeah, we had a teacher like that whenever I was in high school, but then like a few years later, it came out that he had like thousands of pictures of like the girls from the school. Like he was
Gross.
just, Yeah, he just come up behind them, like take a picture of their ass and just have it on their phone. And
Yeah,
he was like
people
one
like
of
that
those.
should be beat.
Yeah, no, he was one of those teachers that like was beloved, kind like everyone spoke highly of, and like a
And that's
lot of the
such a fucking
students were
betrayal of
like,
trust.
yeah, and like he was like one of those people. Like a lot of my friends were like, oh yeah, this is my favorite teacher, and then I never
Oh.
had him, and then years later it's like, yikes, kind of iffy, a lot of iffy.
Pretty fucking sus, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I was talking to. I'll keep this vague, just
yeah,
if for by some
no
reason
names.
someone happens to listen to this. I was talking to someone about an issue, and I had to try and talk them through things, and they were like, "Well, like, is it wrong? Should I hate them?" I'm like, you don't have to like people. We should normalize that. You do not have to like everyone. There's no reason you have to like everyone. You can not like someone. That's okay. I don't think you hate them. I think we as a society should stop saving our we should stop giving away our hate so often. Focus it on people that we don't like. If someone fucks with children, hate them. Like fuck that. Like why do we? It's like we just stop hating these fucking random people that do that. Just like you not like them, that's fine. But like hate should be more reserved for people that deserve it appropriately. If you
Yeah,
are a
like the
teacher
people
taking a picture
calling
of
about
girls'
my car
asses
insurance.
and doing that, die.
Fucking
Yeah,
scum.
yeah, straight to the gulag.
I'll share this story actually. We had an assembly, and they didn't give us a warning. Or they didn't give us a warning what it was. It was like, this is assembly, okay. Someone's gonna speak, guest speaker, cool. And I had seniors, and they're already kind of scatterbrained as it is, and they're like, all right, well, I was like, I'm gonna be in this general. But if I had anyone else, if I had freshmen, sophomore, juniors, I'd be like, all right, this is where I'm sitting. You guys sitting with me. Seniors, I'm like, you guys are 18 years old. Sit in that vicinity, and I'll trust you. Give me a
don't
reason not
be
to
a
trust
piece
you,
of
and it'll be an issue. Cool. So I sat down with a few of my other students. Okay, guy comes out there. He's talking, and shouts to one of our admin was off rip was like, hey, this guy got disrespected at another school. Y'all aren't gonna do that. Turn your phones off. Put in your pocket. Take your AirPods out. And he said it like multiple times. The kids got the message like, all right, cool. And I was like, great. That's a great start. Starts talking. It's kind of like this motivational where he talks about like lack of love with everyone. It's a whole spiel. This guy had a whole like 30, 45-minute talk, and I can't replicate it, but it's like it's a whole thing about how like we don't love each other. But he started it off actually by picking on teachers. So he started like picking random teachers, and then like he was like, I need like 3 more teachers, and then kids started volunteering their teachers. And I look at 2 of my students on the side, I say, fuck no. Don't try. And I was sitting with seniors, so they get it. It wasn't like these like energy ball freshmen, sophomores were like, yo, fuck that. Let's get pick them. I'm like, I look at them like, don't try. And they're like, all right, cool. We won't try. And so I was able to blend in and hide, and they picked like 8 teachers, made them dance in front of everyone, made them do this, and I was like, oh no, I recorded it because it's blackmail now. And so I was watching and whatever, and they came back, and yeah, it was a whole thing about love and stuff, but he started talking about like these stories of like kids that like have like pretty tragic stories, but then eventually just says like, you know, like my daughters always come to me wanting a dad hugs. We never get hugs, yada yada. And he was like, even it wasn't wrong. I genuinely wasn't wrong. But he's like, even at these things, I come out here and afterwards I'll have a line of people that want hugs, and it's fine with me. Like, I'll give everyone dad hugs if you don't get them. Had a line of people. Okay, and then at the end he's like, all right, I need all staff to come down here. And I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, Tess. She chimed in on that.
The audacity.
I'm like, all right, fuck. Okay, well, we go down there, and he lines us up on the wall there, and he's like, all right, he's giving us more of a talk. Like, he's not even really talking directly to Mike, kind of talking to us. And gives a pretty like solid like steal of a talk. Like it got a lot of my coworkers to cry, where it was like, hey, we know you guys struggle a lot. We do a lot of stress. I gave the whole spiel of like everything it is. And the one that really got a lot of my coworkers was the whole like, you guys give everything you want to the students. You come back home and you feel like you're a bad parent because you've given everything you could to your kids here, and you just have nothing else left to give. And that was like the one that broke a lot of my coworkers. But it was like, yeah, a lot of that. I'm not a parent, but like, yeah, you hit the nail on the head where I'm like, dude, they're like, God bless my partner, and there's a reason why it's struggle life for me finding partners, because like I give everything I can to them, and I come home and I am drained like a motherfucker, and I am like there, and it's like I'm sorry, like I care a lot about you, but right now like my I am socialed out, I am like burnt out, I am tired. I had to give pep talks. All these, I had like one kid that was like had I guess all these plethora of things. I get home and I'm tired, so I was like, I was getting it too, and I was like, all right, I'm tuning in, I'm locked in, I'm locked in. I'm like, yeah, you're making sense, and you're speaking the words, because yeah, I hear sniffling like all around me, and it was bizarre because yeah, he goes around, he's like, look, so we're wrapping up here. I want any one of the students that needs that wants a hug, that needs a hug, come down and give one to teachers that you need one from. And I was like, and like you think a bench, especially high school apathy these days, you think like, all right, it's like that school dance, right? Like no one's gonna do it. Every kid came fucking down, and it was like, holy shit. And it was like, it was interesting because like I feel like I'm pretty in tune, like social emotional learning. I feel like I'm pretty on point with that. Where I like I said, I work with these kids. I have really good talks with them. We share moments, and like especially when we lost our student, like we have all these things. And I feel like I'm pretty in tune with that. But like even so, when he said that, the first ones that beeline to me were like the dudes, and that I would like not have expected that needed that from. I'm like, you guys could have like, well, yeah, we were chilling, bro. Like we could whatever you like. That's fine. Like, don't feel so shy about that, like for sure. But it was good. I was like, I'm glad that you guys felt good enough to like to come out. But like, I'm not lying, y'all. Like a lot of students were like in tears, and I feel like it was probably like that domino effect where like they saw their teachers cry and they're like, okay, it's okay to cry, so they cried, and I was like, all right, y'all, like, and they were looking at me, and I didn't break a tear, and I'm like, I can't do this right now. Like I'm like I have
Yeah,
enough.
that's called being a man.
Yeah. No, and it sucks because like I teach outside of that. I hate
Yeah.
perpetuating that as someone, especially Hispanic male that's grown with the male stoicism. I will constantly keep trying to break it. I feel like I am doing a good job, but um I just know myself enough where I can't. I give myself the emotional release at the end of the year. I can't just mentally balance releasing myself emotionally at the beginning, bringing it back up, and then doing it again at the end. I just know myself. So, like, even when we had lost our student, like it was the beginning of the year, and I didn't cry, and everyone else was, and it was like I just know I've balanced it to a point where I trust myself that by the end, yeah, like we will let it out, and I will be so grateful and happy for you guys. But like, like believe me, I'm in this moment too. You almost had a Coco moment out of me, but like it's not there because I just can't. I cannot bring that out. But I welcome and value everyone that is doing that. Uh, but it was like I'm like shouts to the coworkers that were able to let that out, because yeah, it was definitely a cathartic feeling for them. It felt good to me too. It was cool. I think we all needed that, but uh, it was cute. I just hope none of the students were like, "Why aren't you crying too?" I was like telling them like, I can't right now. Just catch me at the end, because there's a handful of them are seniors this year. I'm like, catch me at the end, and we'll have a session. Obviously, nah, someone's got to hold it down right now. Can't all be pussies. No.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because that's gay. Crying? No way.
I have this one student who's trying so hard to fucking like just to get at me, just trying so hard, and it's so adorable that they're like trying to fuck with me, and you could tell because they're a freshman. I'm like, I can tell you bugged your other teachers. I've worked with kids that killed other people. It doesn't work with me. Like, it's so cute that you're trying. And it's funny because like I'll bounce it back, because I've done this enough years. I bounce it back to the point where he didn't even realize he was like saying like what do you want to do? He's like, I just want like chop wood with my grandma back out there. I'm like, all right. And then you could tell like, yeah, but you know what? But I just say stuff sometimes. I'm like, all right, dude. And so I was rocking the pink yesterday, and just trying to get to me. He's like, hey, what's up with the pink? I'm like, you like it?
It's salmon.
Yeah. Yeah. Just say you don't feel confident. Just leave it at that, bro. Like, come on. But yeah, it's so cute when some of them try to test me, and it's like the seniors have to look over it. And I'm like, just because I'll start roasting them, dude. There's one kid in that class where I just roast the fucking I don't even know his name. And I'm just roasting every single. He's like, "Oh, you want to talk about Valorant? Oh, check this out." He'll show me a clip. I'm like, that's a cute clip. Why do you play with bots? What do you mean it's bots? This is a diamond level game. How many hours do you put in that game? Like 800? You're only a diamond with 800 hours, dude. just like that. He's like, bruh. All right. And then like, here, let me pull up some other clips. And I was like, it's just so funny. I'm just like, I'm bouncing off him so much. I'm like, just don't try it with me. Anyway, those are shenanigans from the classroom. We'll get more of those as the years go on. What are we talking about? Marvel Rivals. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Actually, we
we're
didn't talk
gonna
about what we
skip over
played. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Is Marvel Rivals is that something you played at all?
Nah, the
Beta or
I think they shored up the beta last weekend
damn,
or the
couldn't
weekend before.
transition to that. All right, Dave, what'd you play?
No. Close.
I played a little bit more Hotline Miami 2.
Ooh.
I'm a little bit further to completion. I'm a little over halfway through.
Nice.
Still a wonderful, frustrating game. I hate the game just as much as I love it. Wonderful, frustrating time.
10 out of 10.
I give it a rating out of 10.
Kels?
It's a game out of 10.
It's playable out of 10.
I've been playing. I'm assuming you both heard of or know what Tarkov is, right? Escape from Tarkov.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
So I played the shit out of that game. I have hundreds of hours in it, and Arena Breakout just came out, or the like early release, whatever for it. So I've been playing that, and it's really fun so far. Having a lot of fun there. It feels like what Tarkov should be. They have like there's a kill cam. You can watch how you got killed. You can spectate your teammate. You can revive down teammates, like they go into a down state before they die, so you can pick them back up. There's just a lot of really good like quality of life shit that Tarkov should have had now 6 years into development, but just doesn't for whatever
Isn't that the
goddamn
point?
reason.
My one of my old coworkers, like the first time I met, which I got touch base with him again because like I miss talking to him, but he's he was telling me about Tarkov and all these stories. I'm like, should I play it? He's like, no,
No, yeah, absolutely.
absolutely, do not fucking play that game.
Like, I would not recommend it to a new person, but if I talk to someone about it and they're like, "Oh, I love Tarkov," I'd be like, "Yeah, let's play."
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I'm never gonna tell someone new, be like, "Yeah, don't play."
Yeah, that's like yeah, he was like very adamant about that. Like I was like, sure, like I got a new game PC, I could just no, don't. It's a terrible fucking game.
Yeah,
I
you
play
have
it
to
every
find
day.
it yourself. It's terrible. I have 500 hours.
Yeah, he's like always playing it and just talked about how much he hated it.
Yeah, and Arena Breakout, it's really
I'm
fucking
gonna
good.
text him right now.
It's a lot of fun.
I want to say I heard
no,
the word
I
Tarkov
did-
and thought of you.
So Pepperoni Tarkov isn't bad per se. It's just one of those games. It's really good, but
Not at
But
the same
people-
time.
not at the same time. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's not quite Star Citizen level, but it's a game that's been in early access now, like in the alpha testing stage. Like the game's out, you can play it. For I want to say 6 or 7 years now. It's been a while. Like I was in college, like first starting off whenever I first started playing it, and yeah, so it's been out in that early access for a while. They make a lot of weird changes to it. So the game's I believe $40, but they were selling up to like 3 or 4 different editions.
Did they fix
the
that
highest
shit?
one-
Yeah, are you talking about that where they fixed that shit where they were getting complained about?
Well, so originally they had a few different editions. The top tier was the Edge of Darkness edition, which is $140, which is completely pay to win. You get bigger stash size, you get a bunch of bonus weapons, armors, helmets, whatever. And then here recently, within like the past year or so, so Edge of Darkness was supposed to be the end all be all. If you bought that, you got all the DLCs whenever the game fully launched because they were going to expand upon it and they do paid DLCs. But that 140 was supposed to lock you in. It was supposed to be like the season pass, like when you buy a deluxe edition of a game.
Right.
So here more recently, they introduced the new edition. They're like, no, this is the edition. This one will come with this additional game mode. But if you have Edge of Darkness, you have to pay extra for it. And so that's when everyone's like, whoa. let's hit the brakes here real quick because you're selling more shit to us when we're supposed to get it all for free. But anyways, after that, they have a lot of weird fucky management decisions like that, and there's a lot of fuckery that goes on with like they'll make changes to the game that are fucking terrible and then not do anything about them for like months, and then so it gets really stale or people just fall off of it. The
So it's
game,
Overwatch.
yeah, no, essentially, and the game operates on wipes. So everyone, whenever you start off with a clean inventory or whatever your edition calls for that you get, and then you just play like you go in, loot stuff out, kill people, take their shit that goes in your stash,
And
and
get sniped by someone from 40
right.
miles away and lose all your shit, and then you start all over.
Or a hacker kills you, which has become a big deal because hacking's huge there because the you can sell it to the person buying the $140 edition because they want to get all the loot for themselves. And they're kind of the development company BSG Battlestate Games are kind of not incentivized to do anything about that, right? Because if people are going and buying a $140 edition just to hack, get caught, and go buy another edition, I mean,
But
we're
I
making
hate
money.
that though. It's like you're making money off just the fucking misfortune
Oh,
of
for
your
sure.
community, and it's
Yeah,
so
and that's why people
gross.
hate the fucking game.
It's so gross.
But it is addictive because there's not any game like that until now. Uh, extraction games like that and like milsim extraction games are about to be the new battle royale if they're not already, because I feel like they're kind of getting crowded in the market.
Hmm.
But yeah, Arena Breakout, great game. I've been playing more NCAA. I'm almost through my second season. I think we're like 5 games in, so I'm about halfway. Really good. Loving that game. Got my mileage out of it already. Don't think I'll get Madden because I've seen it's terrible, and I completely believe that.
Okay, as someone that like is so mildly like I'm still putting time into college football.
Yeah,
What is the difference and how do they fuck up this when it's like you can almost copy and paste the Madden formula on this? How is that not a thing?
that's what's so weird about it, right?
It's
Because
so confusing to me.
yeah, that's the age old question. It's like, how does one turn out good and the other one just turns out like shit? I think it's because Madden players nowadays are kind of in for it for different things. A lot of the people that wanted change out of Madden and wanted new things out of Madden, they seen it with NCAA, so they're there now, and Madden's just catering towards those people that are doing like the microtransactions and Ultimate Team and like that. Because college football, they have like a college ultimate team. I haven't even touched it, so I don't know what the fuck goes on with there, but it's like their microtransaction mode. But I don't think and I don't feel like it's as big as like what Madden is, because Madden has like those named players that are like historical players, current players,
Mm.
rookies coming up. So it has a lot of that prestige that like trading cards has, and then they supply it to a digital playable character, and
But
people go fucking ape shit for it. And
I'm
so they
kind of
can just kind of get away with not changing or not improving anything there. That's what I feel like, because I don't know how the fuck else to
I'm
explain
always
the
surprised
competency.
that I guess I'm not because it's monopolized the market, but it's always surprised me at how well it's done in the yearly release model when like yeah it's trading cards, but correct me if I'm wrong. Ultimate doesn't go between games,
Nope.
right? So it's like you can have the best cards ever for 1 year and then you start all over again.
Yep.
So it's fascinating that stuck. I always like had this wild prediction. I was like I figured Madden would have gone live service. Like
Yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't really, but I guess it's because like everyone will always buy.
That's why, because you can sell a
Yeah.
$70 fucking piece of plastic that doesn't even have the game on it.
But couldn't you like
Because we've talked.
almost hit them with like a $10? Hey, here's season pass for Madden every month $10 and get them with $120.
I
Probably.
feel like we've talked about that quite a bit before because, like, truly, sports games are one of the few times where I think fucking live service makes the most sense. You know, release a physical build once every 5 years with a new engine, but otherwise, basically just charge for roster
It
updates.
feels like it'd be easier on development because like if you put these developers through hell having to get stuff done and it comes out a buggy mess all the time, and like just make the formula refine, and but again, they make $67 every year off every person
And
always.
so to the monetary incentive that you're speaking of like why don't they just do it monthly? It's because they're already making a shit ton because most players aren't buying like the base edition, right? They're buying the
Right.
bigger one that gets them 3 days early access to it or whatever.
What the fuck?
So I think there's it's like the digital deluxe or something like that. You get early access, and then like if you have EA Play or whatever, you get even more. So I mean, there's a lot of incentives there to boost up to the next level of buying, especially for sports gamers. It's like crack to them.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's so bizarre to me still.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is because David's right, and you're both right. Sports games are prime examples for what live service games should be. Um, and I'm kind of there. Like, I feel like there's a lot of games that can kind of fit in there. Just be a platform and you just update it over time, kind of like the Fortnite model. Fortnite's now kind of like a platform, and all the tools are there, and they can just update it as they go.
Right.
But
I do not know why. Just randomly. So the screens on here changed, and I was too lazy. Like, I'm not gonna fight this now. But like they just changed back, and I do not know why. I have no. It flickered for a second, and now it's just back to what it was before.
there's a ghost in the shell. Scarlett
Oh.
Johansson's here.
The whitest Asian you have ever known.
Hey, there's me.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
yours is fine.
Not being like the whitest Asian.
Oh, nailed it. Let me see, David. What's the full list of what we're talking about?
All right. Well, actually, real quick,
Well-
did you two play anything else?
Oh, right. No, not really. I didn't
All
play
right.
too much.
So-
I asked because what's the story? Is there a story that I would not have much input on because Tess is like,
Yeah, the emulation scene, Civil War. Yeah, I imagine you have no real
okay,
conversation.
the cat is demanding food for herself, so I'll be back.
All right. So while Adrian is going and taking care of his cats like a responsible human being,
Right.
well, let me
Right
drop
where it
some
is.
deep lore. So you remember a couple weeks ago, I reported on the fact that romhacking.net shut down.
Yep. Sad day.
There's been a lot more drama with that shit as of late. So to set the scene a little bit, romhacking.net has been around for like 20 years, and the site still exists as a repository. They haven't fully shut down the site, but it's basically on life support where no new content can be added, but for the time being, you can go and grab it. They also went to the Internet Archive and put up a backup of the server there, so that way you can clone it if you wanted. I did that because fuck it, why not? It was only like 7 gigs to get the whole website. And I have a 32 terabyte server, so why not? But that happened, and that had its own string of drama. The creator kind of went like persona non grata. There was a lot of behind the scenes drama of the people who are trying to salvage and take over the website to make sure nothing got lost, etc. So as all of that is going on, there is another person who's known as Spike. And he uses Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop as his avatar. And he ran 2 different sites. He ran CD Romance, which is a site that offers ROM downloads and also offers pre-patched ROM downloads. And he ran the like air quotes competitor, the alternative to romhacking.net, which was romhacks.org. And when romhacking.net went down, that then apparently stirred up a lot of weird shit with him. So romhacks.org was like the alternative, but he ran both. And I guess a lot of ROM hacking creators had issues that he ran both a ROM downloading site and a ROM hacking download site. And this is where the drama comes in. And this is where I feel like, to put my honest 2 cents in here, people need to get off their weird fucking high horse on shit. Where a lot of ROM hack creators were not comfortable with ROM hacks being pre-patched and put onto a ROM downloading website. And this created a massive controversy in the ROM scene, in the emulation scene. Because, air quotes, it's one thing to illegally patch and transfer patches of an illegal modification to a game than it is to distribute illegal wares. And that is the whole premise of this fucking drama. Is just weirdo fucking ROM hack developers having a stick up their ass that a person who runs a ROM hack website was also running a ROM downloading website with pre-patched ROMs. And so many weird fucking takes were coming out of the woodworks of people dying on the hill of like, no, it's one thing to hack and modify illegally the source code of a video game and distribute that illegal modification of that video game. But it's evil to distribute online that video game. And it's the dumbest, most cuckest bullshit I have ever fucking seen.
I disagree. I think the biggest cuckest bullshit was Disney saying you can't sue us because you signed up for Disney Plus.
That's true. We have the right to kill your wife because you have Disney Plus.
That's a cuckest. This second cuckest for sure.
That's fair. You know what? I stand corrected. This is the second cuckiest shit I have ever fucking seen. Where legitimately some weirdo has, because this happens all the time. There is so many weird fucking people that feel like they need to have like the moral superiority about fucking downloading ROMs from online. Go fuck yourself. Just straight up. I don't fucking care. If you feel like you need to be morally superior in some way, shape, or form because you don't download ROMs from a website, fucking get a life. Don't touch grass. Like
yeah, this whole this is, how do I say it's not get canceled?
These fucking minorities of certain persuasions.
Oh no, he's gonna pull a line.
He's gonna say the
I'm
word.
gonna use the hard R. Oh no.
This whole thing where people were like, you should, you know what, if you drink Starbucks, if you do this, you are a piece of shit. This whole moral grandstanding bullshit. As you look at their tweet, it says texted from iPhone, can literally stop. Like, stop acting like you need, like the fact that these people just need a reason to feel a part of this universe, that they are the smallest speckle of dust that will be forgotten about in 150 years because they will not be remembered. Stop having importance. That none of your opinions are important like that. I'm glad you have really strong views. If you want to boycott this company, go for it. That's fantastic. More power to you. But to like berate people and do that when, let's be real, let's be honest. Anyone that does that, if they were to have their house raided, promise you, is doing the exact same thing without knowledge. Like, if you have a smartphone, you are into child labor.
Yeah.
You're
and
all
also,
these electronics. Sorry, there is a small child opposite of the world from you, sweating their ass off to make that. So don't like say, oh, don't go to Starbucks. No, like, go ahead and
I will say full stop. I am a full proponent of vote with your wallet, certainly.
Yes, like more power to you. Like I said,
Yeah.
if you want to boycott whatever the fuck you want to boycott, do it. That's how I'm glad. And if you want to stay while you're boycotting them, more power to you. But like, to demean or do that to other people because they're not siding with you, when again, I promise you, they own products or willingly buy products that are just as evil at root as that's an issue. So like this whole thing where if you're gonna be like, I'm better because I don't download these ROMs.
Yeah, there's no ethical consumption here to be had.
Yeah, I can
we're
promise
already
you.
talking about illegally modified video games.
But even
the
then,
fact that Like that's what pisses me off the most about this. We're already talking about a breaking of the DMC raid rules.
Yeah, we're all sailing the high seas here. Come on.
You've already gone ahead and illegally modified the video game to release your fucking hack for it. Why are you weirdly fucking having a goddamn moral quandary and a need for moral superiority over someone distributing fucking ROMs? Eat a goddamn dick.
Yep.
Like,
Good
fucking
fucking
hell.
hobby. Come on.
And so because of all this, Spike has actually stepped down from his other website that was the one that hosted ROM hacks, because basically he was like, "No, you're all too fucking much him out." And you know what? Kudos to him. He went above and beyond, because for every fucking ROM hack maker that went ahead and had like a weird stick up their ass about him having their pre-patched ROMs on his site, he was like, "Send me a request. I'll go through and I'll scrub my site of all your ROM hacks on my site." And he honored it, and he'll still honor those requests. So yeah, it's fucking kudos to that guy. I would have said, "Get fucked, eat a dick, and get over your goddamn self." But yeah, I just find that fucking wild to go so far as to already do an illegal activity by its nature, but then to have the need, the wanton desire to make yourself better than another by saying, to distribute a game that I've released a hack for illegally.
It's just in general that whole like I'm better than you side of things. Like it's just so astounding how people need to go out of the way to do that. We said it with like what was that game that that got made that they bullied one of the writers off or whatever.
The actual created for the Coffin of Andrew and Lele.
Right. So like that. What else was
Which
it?
that is so fucking heinous. That still disgusts me to this fucking day.
I saw a tweet last night and they actually deleted it. I just noticed where it was a bunch of like children's food, and it just said like this the kind of plate I eat, because this is the kind of stuff I eat. No, this is how I know I have autism. Okay, funny tweet. Someone came in like 12 out of 10 fucking livid of like, I can't fucking believe that you would fucking infantilize this shit that made me want to kill myself. Like, get fucked. And it's like, okay, like if it upset you, which like to their credit, they tweeted something like, look, I said that way out of line, and I wish I said that with a calmer head to make my point across. Yeah, you really should have. Because everyone and their mother just dunked the fuck out of you. Because it's like, hey,
congrats, you're a meme.
Oh man, I'm a meme. It's like, if just stop standing and saying that this is like your thing. If it upsets you that someone did that, okay, it's fine to be upset on your own. This fucking whole thing, I'm gonna go on a tangent here for sure. And I called back because they made this whole thing right, go in there, and then they said they actually deleted this tweet actually, where they said I hope the OP falls into a sawtooth trip and on their face, something like that. And then someone responded back, "Oh, that's an actual threat. So you have serious mental health issues and need to see a therapist. You're a clown." And they respond back saying, that one was a joke." And so I respond back with, "Making a joke about them dying horrifically is okay, but about food is not. Interesting."
Interesting.
Like, obscene. There was something going on the Smash side where one of these really, very prominent commentators prefers just they pronouns, like, yeah, just I'm just them they. And sure enough, here comes someone like, "Oh man, you can't believe this and that and this and then and then someone's like, "I can't believe it. I got banned in some of this," right? It's like, okay. I wish we can go back to a world where you could have, if you want to have a terrible opinion like that, I'm not gonna like drill your brain. Have a terrible opinion. Just like if you want, let's just like the same thing as like the boycotting. More power to you. Congratulations for having your own independent thoughts. just because there's a tweet button doesn't mean you need to tweet every fucking thing.
You know, honestly, communities were a fucking mistake. Like real talk. No, like real talk. I actually vented to my boss about this because we've been seeing so much in the FOSS community also fucking blow the fuck up. Communities are a mistake. Like if Blue Rupees ever actually got an audience, more than just 4 people, I would never host like an official Blue Rupees Discord or other shit like that. Absolutely not.
You say that, I am not necessarily against that because the alternative is I would not want someone else to control it, and anything that happens to that I don't want tied back to myself.
No, because if you don't control it, fuck it. It's not on your hands.
Like on paper, it's not. But like all it takes is for someone linking that, and that that's what I'm saying. Like I've seen this rabbit hole. I've very much seen this rabbit hole, and I'm not saying and of course if that were to happen, I would not. I would make it. You could be a part of it. I don't expect you to ever do any single thing with it, but like I would not want other people to have anything that's attached to my name in some way, shape, or form. But I understand where you're going at. I'm chiming in on that on my end.
Fair. If you wanted to reserve it, just in all
think about it this way.
of it to make sure it can't be used.
Genuinely think of it this way. Like I mean, like unironically, like cut the bullshit for a second. If we had that happen, like let's say Blue Rupees fan Discord or something like that. Okay, and then let's say just one kid diddler was on there. Okay, it's on there. It's tied to that, and I'm a teacher. Right, like all it takes is like one neuron of someone to like poke that together, where suddenly I have to do damage control on this whole thing, and then we have to make a whole statement saying, "Well, we're not actually part of that," and we have to like keep that shit pinned on something so people. It's like,
I mean, I that's what I would do. I'd straight up like everybody. That'd be a pin everywhere. I am not affiliated with any external fucking media other than my direct.
How about
handles.
this? How about this? We make an official one. It's only us, like we're using it now.
Yeah.
Anything else not in this Discord is not affiliated with us. There you go.
But no, like, and even beyond that, like if I ever actually did anything that like got any real popularity, I absolutely would never have any fan community official bullshit. Communities are a mistake.
Also, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but to be fair, you are so not the socially extroverted enough to ever do that, even if there wasn't anything negatively tied to it.
How dare you say something so honest and so true?
You are so much of like the clock in, clock out. Like not that you don't enjoy this. Like you obviously enjoy it. We're still here, but you were very much like, all right, we're done. Cool, turn off. No more socializing for tonight.
Yeah, no, not that I'm not here after almost 300 fucking episodes, but
I know you very well. It like yes, what you're saying is true. It's like it's only half of the truth though. The other half is you would never do this because frankly you would never be able to keep up with it even for more than like 12 hours. It would be simply overwhelming and you would check the fuck out.
I've already fucking checked the fuck out of most social media at this point. Like I fucking look at it
and imagine
I'm basically just here for game deals.
And imagine if you had a Discord like let's say just like 300 people like replying to you all like each day. You would have a severe meltdown.
I don't even like the idea of fucking 2 people replying to me all day.
So like keep it spade to spade. Sorry, I interrupted you, but I want to make sure the audience knows this is a half truth. There's continuously truth, but like just want to keep going with that. You would not host a community.
True.
Because they're heinous.
They are heinous. They are a mistake, and I just don't want to talk to people. There's only 2 people I talk to every day in my life: my partner and my boss. And beyond that, I don't like to talk to people more than that.
But it's to rewind even the community thing. It's just like
I
had a talk with someone else too. It's like, hey, not every single thought of yours needs to be posted on social media. Please, like, save yourself. And this is like a former student. I'm like, just please, like, do yourself the favor. Don't do that. Like, it especially like clear that digital footprint enough to like so you can have a future where just no one has any reason to ever like dig up something dumb that you've done when you were like in your teens. Like it's just not any good. Like if you really feel the need to like vocalize something like that you feel really bad about, like if someone you're just like upset at or this event that happened, get a 99-cent composition notebook, write that shit out, burn that shit afterwards. You got out your system, but like it just
Eat it.
yeah, eat shit out, eat it again, regurgitate that because everyone does these days. But like like not I just hate this fact. Like again, if you're gonna be like they like, bro, we're welcome to that opinion. I am not going to take time out of my limited life to like talk you out of this weird thing that you are obsessed with. Just because there's an option to click tweet and there are keys in front of you or letters in front of you doesn't mean you need to. Have all the thoughts to yourself. Why do you feel the need like you need to just like vocalize because your brain just can't handle having one iota of privacy to your own like thing, or like your smooth brain can't bite your tongue? I don't know, but please just don't. For love of all that's holy in this world, just like why and then like to add to that, why was I banned? Well, if we can't trust you to not be able to like hold an ounce of restraint because you can't fucking handle your shit, I can't trust you around people. You can't hold your mouth, like you can't. Again, like it's just like if you genuinely have these weird thoughts, okay. I'm sure there've been plenty of people that like any of us have hung out with that are probably super racist at some point, right? But they just never say anything. We never would have known. But like, hey, okay. But like outwardly spitting that out there just shows you're just trying to create conflict for the sake of creating conflict, in which case you're not a safe person to be around. So, you know, you have no self-control. So stop it. Get some help. It's, in general, like at least fucking people, it's stop. Ugh. That's all I can say is ugh.
You know what? Maybe we should simplify it by just simply saying people are a mistake.
True.
We need to go back to primordial.
Harada's pretty based, dude.
Harada on his lunch break is based. The man becomes a different beast when he's on his lunch break.
You know what was I just foresaw the most cringiest thing that ever happened. There's been a whole new DSP arc going on where he's got a second wind of like massive just assholery, and he feels like he's full of it himself because he got a new wave of supporters that are just throwing money at him. And at one point when he's talking to his audience about, you know, people are realizing how like, oh look at how based Phil is, and I'm like, oh no, don't ever call yourself based like that again. That's so weird. Oh man.
Holy fuck! I need y'all to watch.
Really quick, as you're pulling that up, April says you're gonna get some dude at some interview asking, is this your Discord server? DSP actually doing successful right now? Yeah, he's making some solid buckaroos because of another channel that's been pumping him up. Oh man.
Holy fuck, Matt. Boom, Mascot Hogan is another just different beast as well. Jesus Christ.
I didn't mention.
Remember, he wrestled 400 days a year, so
I don't think I'm meant to prepared for election year.
The end, god damn it. It's the wrong end.
Oh, you know.
Oh my god. That's Perk Hogan.
Oh man. You know, the problem is the DNC went up to him and they asked him to support. And it was just like, that doesn't work for me, brother. You know, you're not gonna support my fucking creative control, so
It's unfortunate. What an unfortunate person.
what a
Hey, whatever. Let's talk Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Well, so greater Gamescom conversation then, as that was shown off there.
Yeah, tell me about it. How's it looking? How's it feeling? Are we gonna play it?
The game builds and plays are really good. It's really cool. It's your hero shooter shit, but I feel like they do a lot of really cool shit with it. Destructible environments. A lot of the characters interact with the environments in cool ways.
I'm sorry.
Spider characters run and crawl on walls. Blah blah blah.
I am so sorry. I'm derailing both of you guys with ADHD. I have a bad day.
Hell yeah.
But like I can't help but like my brain turned off when you said destructible environments because I just had what's the nice version of PTSD when you like when you have like that
A flashback.
what was it?
A
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Yeah, nostalgia is better than a flashback. No, I had a really good nostalgia moment of just Bad Company 2 for a second.
Hell yeah.
Vertical environments.
Still the most peak game in that
Bro,
series.
just like whenever you're like, that guy's camping us in that fucking house. Can we kill him? Sure, just drop bombs on his
Just
whole
blow
house.
up the whole fucking house. Yeah, fuck it.
Sorry, I needed to reminisce for like a second.
I'm
Sorry.
man, I'm pissed. That's still the one trophy I'm fucking missing for a platinum in that game is getting the 20 fucking destruction kills.
Oh, it's so fun. Kel's continue vertical environments.
Yeah, so it's a really fun hero shooter. Do a lot of cool shit. Character abilities are dope. All the characters feel like how you would imagine they would if if you're reading a comic book about them. Captain America was announced for launch. Bucky
Hell
Winter
yeah.
Soldier was announced. They both look fucking sick.
That looked like a fun ass fucking trailer.
Yeah, and they also announced that all heroes would be free on launch and going forward.
Lovely.
So you never have to pay for characters.
I think
that's fucking
Overwatch is doing that as
insane.
well now, right?
Yeah, they're doing it now, but
Yeah, Overwatch.
Also, shout out to that God Emperor Doom tease. Just
yeah, and they revealed the guy playing him, I guess, is from Critical Role, is one of the voice dudes from there.
oh no shit.
Yeah,
Speaking of
Hell yeah.
of Doom, I was hoping I don't know how frequently some comic shops are stocked, but I just got curious. Like, do you guys have that Doom comic? Because I would love to go through that. And they're like, no, we sold out those. But
yeah, that's one of the ones I'm waiting on the trade for.
yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, Travis Willingham, that's the guy playing Doom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have a release for Marvels? For Marvel?
Yeah,
Yes, we do.
December 6th?
9th.
Wait, when was it?
It's like the first week of December.
Yeah. It's that for which kind of surprised me because I'm like, you're gonna wait like 4 months after this beta test that went really well.
You know what though?
Kind of weird, but I'm okay with it.
You know what though? That means it was an actual fucking beta.
Yeah.
None of this
Yeah.
shit. I genuinely hate that shit where it's like, it's a beta. It's out tomorrow. It's like, no, it's not a beta. It's a fucking demo.
We're out next week. It's
Yeah.
like, no, this was the game.
Yeah. It's
It also gives
change
me
it.
the impression they might be doing a physical for it as well, if it's not much sooner.
Yeah, that'd be interesting too, especially for what all intents and purposes live service game like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the beta, like, they didn't have a whole lot of like the customization like on display. Like they have the menus for it, but nothing's really there. Like I think there's like one skin per character, something like that. So I'm really interested to see how monetization's going to happen, especially since everything's going to be free from the jump. So
Dude,
really
see,
interesting.
it's just one skin per character right now.
In the beta there was, and
It's
that was
totally, it'll tell you to swap that. Do you know what's gonna be sick?
oh yeah.
I can already promise you. You know what's gonna be fucking sick? We're gonna roll up with the boys and we're gonna all have Midnight Suns costume.
God, I hope so.
Hell yeah.
You know we're all doing that, like 100%. You know we're doing that.
And see, that's the cool thing because almost entirely they probably will because so for Spider-Man they had his skin was Spider-Punk 2099. So they'll have like different and
Yeah.
so the coolest part about it too is whenever you select a skin like that, it tells you like what issue comic it debuted in.
Ayo.
And,
Oh,
like,
sweet.
yeah, and it tells you like who like was the artist for it and stuff, and stuff like that is just perfect.
You know
And
what?
so-
Shout out to the devs. I know the developer gets a lot of shit for a lot of their monetization models, which rightfully so for past games. But it sounds like there's a lot of love going into this one.
That's what I was thinking too, because is it Tencent? Who is it?
It's
no,
Nexion.
NetEase. Yeah,
Oh, NetEase, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's one of these games or one of these companies like
That
really
usually phones that shit in.
usually phones it in, monetizes the shit out of it.
You know what?
Meanwhile,
Disney's
everything-
on board though. They're like, all right, you're making something.
Part of me wonders that because like whenever you're playing like a character, there's a lot of design that goes into them. Like it's not just like here's a character with a gun and it shoots now. Like sometimes you get in Overwatch, it's like okay, this is just they slapped a gun on someone and said go pew pew. Meanwhile, in Marvel Rivals, it's like yeah, this character might not even have a gun. You might be or like Spider-Man, you have to jump on someone, start beating their ass, and swing
Nice.
out. So it's one of those things. It's It's awesome. I can't wait for it.
Nice.
I told
excited
my
for that.
friends that I play Overwatch with still, like every once in a while, I'm like, yeah, once this game comes out, we're just swapping to that. We're probably never going to touch
Let's do it.
Overwatch again.
I'm down.
Unless
Hell
something just
yeah.
I miss
happens.
having a hero shooter play, and I've gotten tempted. Overwatch is still sitting there, but I'm like,
Yeah, Dave Pepperoni mentioned Winter Soldier. He has like a bionic commando, like grapple arm.
sick.
So you
Yeah,
can,
he
like,
plays a
grab
lot
people.
like Captain Commando combined with Doomfist.
Yeah, and Captain America. I think he's a tank, maybe. I don't know, but it showed he was like reflecting shots with his shield and stuff.
Yeah, he was able to deflect shots, and he had like push off with his. I want to call it Stars and Stripes just because of Marvel vs. Capcom, but his charging star or charging
Yeah,
star
he has like a
ability.
charging shield bash. It's so fucking cool. to
Yeah.
watch.
Is there gonna
I'm
be
just
any
imagining.
integration with Marvel's Snap?
Yeah, so supposedly, well, from what
Oh.
I've seen is in December they're going to be doing a Marvel Rivals X Marvel Snap like co-promotion with them.
I was kidding.
No, like
Cool.
I was just about to say before you said that. That's been
sick.
hinted at.
Sweet. And you know what I would say that's the best thing about Snap is that I put an obscene amount of hours in that game, but like it's so fun now because I go to all these Marvel movies. I'm like, I know that character now.
Right.
That's that
It's just,
character
like,
that
the
does the
most
thing.
random someone.
Yeah.
Typhoid Mary?
I know,
Hell
I
right?
didn't think
yeah.
I'd see her here.
Yep. Jeff the Land Shark, sick.
Yeah, dude, and Jeff is so fucking fun in Marvel Rivals too. Like he's amazing. I think he's one of the best healers or support characters in it.
I will be shocked if still 5 years from now Jeff is not in the MCU because it's. I mean, I get Cosmo kind of like they want Cosmo in there to be like the cute thing, but it's like everyone fucking loves Jeff.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get like a mention of him or anything in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Absolutely, that would have been a killer one. Main Jeff says a pepperoni.
Dude, Jeff is
Hell
so
yeah.
cool. Like, so his ability is you can he's a land shark, so you can swim in like the ground, or you can also swim up walls and stuff. So a lot of the spider characters and Rocket, they can climb walls and land, and Jeff can do it too, except he swims.
That's cool.
It's
That's
such a
fucking
cool
sweet.
ass. Yeah, it's such a cool like design, like space for it. It's like that's fucking sick. Come on, Overwatch would never.
Yeah, he is a Gwenpool thing.
He's a Gwenpool thing, but he crosses over with Deadpool quite a bit too.
Yeah. Whatever, get that Gwenpool
oh.
movie, I guess.
Right.
So I have the full in order Gamescom list here.
Hell yeah.
I'll just go through and then stop me when something you want to talk about happens. So we started off with a Borderlands 4 tease. I sleep.
Unironic.
we
so,
got
like of all times, now feels like the worst time to do it with a movie fucking
I don't know. I wouldn't. I would go 50-50 on it.
that's kind of like
It's
part of me
really
thinks,
a
like,
lose-lose. It's a
Yeah.
lose-lose. Like you would lose if you waited because then people just really don't give a shit about your thing, or you save some face and be like, all right, we fucked up. Here's the game. Hope it looks good. We promise you the big game's coming.
But it
Brady
really makes
Pitchford
you feel
will
like
never admit fucking up. So that's
I've been
not
watching
gonna
a lot of videos going over all of his tweets about it. Oh, it's so funny.
it really does make you feel like they thought that the movie was going to do a lot better than it was
yeah.
because the timing is just too on the nose for it to be coincidence.
Oh yeah, they bought that spot and they're hyped for it. They're like, all right, Borderlands is coming out.
You
and then,
guys
like,
saw
2
the
weeks
movie
later-
and loved it. We're proud
Yeah.
to announce Borderlands 4.
And
You guys
even
saw
Jeff
the
Keighley
movie
was
and I'm
like,
sorry. So we're proud to announce Borderlands 4.
well, because even like Jeff Keighley, when he was announcing, he was like, I'm so fucking stoked to show this guys to you guys. Surprisingly, this didn't get leaked at all. And it was like, oh, Borderlands 4 because no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Probably everyone had that information and no one cared.
Yeah, and I was going through because I think I seen it on Facebook first, so I was going to reading the comments, and they all read like bot comments. They're like, "Cool, can't wait," or it's just like, and they're all like the same punctuation, same everything. Like, yeah.
Have you ever seen those streams that use bot comments?
Yeah,
streamers use it?
yeah.
Yeah, when streamers use it, it's like an almost like an XQC stream where just like the comments are going, so you can barely read stuff. But if you
so
like
fast.
pause and read, like it's the most generic. Like, oh, that's cool. Oh, awesome. Sweet.
Yeah,
Cringe.
all just super generic.
Yeah, it's a kind of a lose-lose situation. I honestly would get why they did that. I felt honored to be one of the 4 people that watched that movie in theaters.
I could
I
never give that money.
I
Why would you go watch that when Alien Romulus is out? Come on.
now at
Go
this
watch the
point,
better
right?
space
And which
movie.
also
I heard that was actually pretty good.
I didn't realize though. Like I put two
Okay.
together after someone mentioned it. How it was like, yeah, I remember that Gearbox took money from Alien Colonial Marines to make Borderlands 2.
Mhm.
Alien's
Yep.
just like, oh man, I'm ready. I want
It's
that. I
our
want that
time
run
now,
back.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. I just recently watched a replay of someone playing Colonial Marines and like reviewing it. And
Remember how they
stuff. It's
fixed
so
that
fucking
that
funny.
game with like one typo in code?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, I riddle me this, y'all. I've been going back and I don't know. I've heard that like Borderlands games have not aged well.
Have
Um,
not.
The
but
humor has certainly not
see,
aged well.
I really want to do couch co-op with the girlfriend when she gets to a point, and like I think Borderlands is like one of the stronger couch co-op games. I just don't know. She
Play
already
it.
has
The
the
humor is so cringe
she
now.
has, the movies is still more cringe.
If anything, I'd say do like It Takes Two or something like that. If you
No,
want
no, well,
Yeah.
we will. But it's like whenever she gets to a point where she feels comfortable with like a shooter,
yeah.
I feel like Borderlands is probably the easiest
Gotcha.
on the shooter level to like throw down in.
Sure.
Um, but I don't know. I've know it. I've heard it's like not aged well in that humor for sure.
No. Because every so often I keep trying to get back into Borderlands. Because my whole problem with Borderlands is I played way too much Borderlands 1. I platinumed the game and I 100% did most of the DLC
Interesting.
for the
I know
first
that.
game. Yes. And then when Borderlands 2 came out, I was like, oh, it's literally just 1 again. Like, gameplay wise, there is nothing fucking different here. It's just new characters. And so I could never get into it. And then I tried again with Borderlands 3 with a buddy who got really into that. I was like, oh, it's still just Borderlands 1. It's just
Wait till
new
I tell you about
characters.
Tiny Tina.
Borderlands
Yeah.
3 fucking sucks, dog. That one left me like very upset with the state of the game industry for like months afterwards.
Sad day.
Yeah, no. See, I was kind of opposite. So I didn't have Borderlands 1. That was one like I go to a friend's house and play it. Then Borderlands 2, like I actually like got into, and that was the game I 100%ed, played all the DLCs, blah blah blah, did all that, had so much fun with. And then like pre-sequel comes out, Borderlands 3 is out. I didn't even try Tiny Tina's because I was by Borderlands 3 I was completely off.
Yeah,
I didn't finish pre-sequel, didn't finish 3 because like about halfway through I'm just like I'm not having fun here. Like I'm like physically cringing at what's happening, what's being said, the story, because the gameplay's fine, right? Like I don't think anyone's issue with Borderlands is the gameplay or gameplay loop. I mean, you shoot stuff, it's generally interactive, guns are fun, the shooting's fun for the most part, the perks are fun. Um, it's the constant yapping, the story, the writing, all of that in
shout out to
between
the
is just-
movie.
yeah,
Now
it's
imagine
just so
that, but
grinding.
that's all you got. You
I
sat-
can't wait to watch it on VOD if I'm gonna be like honest, but yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not,
I'll watch it through.
I don't
streaming
I would
services.
rather
I'll never pay
genuinely,
for
and
that
I'm
shit.
not saying this like I would recommend like if it was like a memorable bad movie, like yeah, go watch it, be part of history. But like I there's so many other movies I would rather you watch and spend that
Yeah.
time with. Like it's genuinely not worth watching. It's like not even an amusing, not even like a oh god, it's like it's a train wreck. It's like no, it's just the most boring, forgettable, mundane.
Speaking of movies that you recommend, I just recently copped. Is it called One Cut of the Dead? I remember you recommended
Heard
it.
Oh
good-
my-
so many good things about that.
So I specifically copped it because I remember you talking about it. So
Okay,
I'll be checking that out at some point.
please. I fucking love that movie. I'm excited to show it to the students again. It's one of those movies that you even get better. It's better on second watch, and then there's
Oh, okay.
actually a French remake of that movie
What the fuck?
as well, which is it's a French remake sequel
So how?
Fascinating.
So have you watched it, or do you know of it? I guess.
Yeah.
So how does that work for you? Because I feel like a lot of the charm, from what I know of the movie, I feel like a lot of the charm is the original.
Mhm.
You know, so I feel like making a sequel or doing a remake takes a lot of that away.
Yeah,
How does that work out for you?
the original's the best for sure.
Yeah.
It's got that authenticity to it. Like, do you know the gimmick?
Partially.
Okay, I won't say anything else. There is a thing about that movie. I would hate to spoil it for anyone, but like, if you go watch it as blind as you can, please do. But there's like a thing with it. But like, let me tell you, if you know what the gimmick is, the end credits are really cool because it really shows like the craft behind everything.
Mm-hmm.
The French remake slash sequel, uh, it's cool for the novelty where like they added a few things where it was like, okay, that's cool, or they went a little bit more balls deep in some parts where the other one didn't, but like, uh, it felt like an homage more than like this. Like they actually got one of the actors from the One Cut of the Dead in the French remake.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So and like I say, it's a remake, but it's not. It's weird. It's worth a watch.
Oh, okay.
But definitely the One Cut of the Dead's like pristine, like S tier. Final Cut, I believe it's called, is like a solid like B plus.
So
It's cool.
fuck Borderlands, anyways.
Dude.
I was gonna say real quick on the subject of horror stuff. This is more thriller than outright horror. But I was reminded recently of a thriller film called Psycho: The Large Family, and it
My
is
ex? Just kidding.
yes. No, it's a British mockumentary of a found footage Japanese documentary. And it's really hard to explain, but the way the movie is designed is it's meant to be this kind of like British documentary that's following this Japanese family. And the kind of setup is that there's this weird uneasiness in the family. There's a new stepdad in the family, and there's just something off. Like
Please don't
everyone
tell me he's
treats
fucking the
this,
son.
it's not that.
Okay.
But
Thank God.
there's just something. It's really hard to explain further without spoiling it. But it's really fucking clever how they handle a lot of things. A lot of the movie is better if you do actually know Japanese, because there is a lot of like visual foreshadowing with some of the writing that's on the wall and posters and stuff in the children's rooms. But it's a very fascinating kind of thriller film where it's done in a more lighthearted mockumentary style, but there's just this constant ebb and flow of uneasiness where you're just really waiting for something heinous to be revealed. And there's like moments where some shit starts to go down, but it spirals into an entirely different direction than what you would have expected. It's so fucking good. It's only like an hour and a half. It's all on YouTube, so you can go watch it. But it's fucking just such a good production.
I like those kind of ones where just like something's off. We talk about that plenty. It's like something just doesn't feel right. Something's off, and it's like the tension. Like I said, the like super fear doesn't like freak me out, but the tension of like the bubbling of something is like.
I love those movies also that have like several layers of like irony to it, to where it's like it's a British mockumentary. It's a British mockumentary about a Japanese found footage film. It's just like several levels to the story. Those always make me laugh.
But getting back to Gamescom, more things that make me laugh. We had next Call of Duty 6 Black Ops gameplay footage shown off.
I mean, I'm fine. I Call of Duty is generally very well made year after year, so cool.
It's so funny. I've been seeing people post like,
about a month ago.
third-person
You may have
mods
seen a
of, like,
headline
the new
that said
movement, new gameplay. And
Yeah,
it's like it's like a bunch of diving, jumping, and stuff. It's like the kids yearn for Max Payne 3. What kind of? Oh yeah, I mean we had that years ago, kids.
Also, fuck Activision for them taking down a lot of mods, literally because their reasoning is that the mods were so good that they were afraid no one would buy their new Call of Duty.
Yeah, the Halo, or not Halo, the Modern Warfare 2 one.
Gotta grab the cat, so be back.
Yeah. That's fine. You're not gonna care about most of the next stuff. Because the next thing we have after that is Goat Simulator Remastered.
Oh yeah, the game that Gore loves.
Yeah, his favorite. Then we had DLC for Dying Light shown off.
Yeah, which is weird too because you're back to playing as the character from 1. So
I still need to actually play those games.
1 is a banger. 2, I'm kind of hit or miss on. Like I played it on
Really?
launch and supposedly a lot got. So 2 is just too fucking long. Like I don't understand why they made it that fucking long. And like by the time you feel like you're getting to the end of the game, you're just leaving one map, like, and then you're on to an even bigger map.
Gotcha.
It's one of those games that like drags its feet for too long, and then by the time it decides to start ramping up, you're like, I'm ready to be out of this fucking thrill ride.
So very much kind of a victim of like the first game was very self-contained, very much knew
For sure.
what to do with its limited resources, but then the curse of too many resources being thrown into it.
That and like they did the right thing, right? They made their game, got it done, but then they moved on to the DLCs and they supported the game for a while through like almost live service stuff. But then they do like big meaty expansions to it. And then I feel like 2 was them like, let's just do the expansions right now.
So in the chat we have Crazy A Pepperoni. Wasn't the main dude supposed to have turned into a monster?
Yeah. So like I'm not too sure where this one takes place because you're playing as Kyle Crane, and that was the guy from the first game. So
Long lost cousin of Fraser Crane.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I want to check out the franchise at some point. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's disheartening to see that the second game got bloated. Then we also got more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero footage. I hate to say I don't care about this game, but I hate arena fighters, so that's why I can't get into the 3D actiony arena fighter. It was fine for like Xenoverse because that was more of just an action RPG that could also kind of function as a fighting game. But I don't like the Tenkaichi games, and I really don't like this. I really want Budokai proper again. Is what I want.
I'm one of those people. I like the Tenkaichi games. I like the idea of this game, but as soon as I start watching it, my like I don't know if it's like ADHD or something, but my eyes just glaze over. I'm like, all right, next.
Yeah,
It's like the idea of it is cooler than it actually happening. And then whenever it's happening, I'm like, yeah, this isn't what I wanted. Never mind.
I think it's also the curse of like how many times can we tell Dragon Ball story?
Yeah, for sure.
Like we can only retell it so much, and honestly, Dragon Ball Kakarot's been one of the best interpretations of it at this point. Like,
I always see people say Kakarot's like the closest iteration to like a Superman game that we'll ever get.
that too, honestly. I still need to actually finish Kakarot. I started it and had a lot of fun. Because after Toriyama, I was like, all right, I need to go back through this.
Yeah.
And my partner has never seen anything Dragon Ball, and I'm like, it's probably going to be more like I'm going to get you to sit through fucking Dragon Ball Kakarot than I am the actual anime for you. So, mostly because I spoiled her when it comes to shonen anime. I had her sit through Yu Yu Hakusho, all 117 episodes. And she's like, this is phenomenal. I don't ever want to watch anything this long again unless it's like this quality. I'm like, well, Dragon Ball's certainly not this fucking quality. So, after that, we had King of Meats, which kind of looked like a weird co-op, kind of dungeony game. I don't know. It looked fine. Then we had Linked, Banner of the Spark, which looked like a kind of action RPG town buildery combo, but soulless. I don't know. It just looked like the most generic, like, because you know how there's like 3 tiers to art design in modern games? There's like the AAA art design where everything has like that distinct generic, like it just has to look realistic and gritty, bro. And then you have no, our game looks like it has an art direction, but it's all still the same generic alternative art direction look. Fits in that category. And then after that, we had a new gameplay reveal for Lost Records Bloomin' Rage, which is from the same folks as Life is Strange. Looks kind of neat. Looks like what we would expect from Life is Strange. Basically, the whole twist of this one is some kind of murder mystery is going down, and we're involved in it, even though we just formed as a band? Question mark. I don't know. Then we got a No More Room in Hell 2 trailer. Care. ABC Raiders, don't care. We had some Kino finally, as we got a new trailer for Infinite Nikki. I am weirdly excited for this game. So you may not remember it, but this was like the kind of like world exploration-y, super hyper cutesy looking game from the Game Awards last year, where you were kind of like wandering around the world, taking pictures and shit. But then like the trailer just like ended with 3 seconds of like this evil looking witch like fucking chained up in a basement. And it's like, what the fuck is that about? And this is the second trailer to that, where there's a lot more of the vibes where it's trying to be a cutesy game, but there keeps becoming these weird undertones of something darker lurking. So either this is going to be like one of the greatest like baits, where like it's going to keep trying to lull you into the cutesiness until some real fucked up shit happens, or it's just going to be genuinely like a weird but slightly dark cutesy game. I don't know. Either way, I'm fucking stoked for this game. It looks like it's going to hit that weird itch in my brain some games do.
David's Undertale has arrived.
Hell yeah. Speaking of beloved games of video game community, we got confirmation that Path of Exile 2 has an early access release date in November.
Ooh, I didn't know that. I'm excited then.
Yeah, November 15th.
Hey, there's you a couch co-op game to play with a girl.
Yeah, straight up.
Because that one will have 2-player couch co-op.
Eventually, it'd be cool to do Baldur's Gate, honestly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Speaking of games that will have co-op, because this will have up to 3-player co-op, Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2 gets a new trailer.
Nice.
And that is releasing September 9th. I gotta replay the first one. I fucking love me some 40k. It's not the only time we see 40k at Gamescom. We'll get to that in a little bit. But we also got the first gameplay trailer of Dune Awakening. I got no thoughts on this game.
I keep seeing people like get hype over it, and I keep telling myself
Get
like,
hype.
isn't the survival like genre like kind of on its
David,
way out? Are people really
I
so excited for this?
remember David being so excited until the last second when that text popped up saying MMO.
Yeah. Well, no, it was MMO sandbox survival game.
And
Yeah,
David was
That's
like,
what
"Oh, this
killed me,
looks
is
pretty cool."
Sandbox and survival.
Oh, fuck off!
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where,
I was so
that's where
pissed.
it got me too. It was like, oh motherfucker, come on,
I
dude.
don't give a fuck about sandbox survival games. I have no interest.
Zero.
So I'm excited for the 5 people excited for this fucking game.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Speaking of, I'm excited for the people that are excited for this game. The people behind the Little Nightmares showed off their new game, Reanimal. Looks like more fucking Little Nightmares, just with more of an animal focus.
Without
mean-
EA overlording them, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been a solid concept so far, so good for them.
Again, I'm excited for those that are excited about it. I didn't really care for the first game, so.
Fair.
And speaking of Little Predators, Genshin Impact got its Xbox release date reveal trailer. I'm excited for the 20 million weebs that should be put on a watch list that enjoy that game.
God, they're
Then we got-
so much fucking money off those idiots too.
Oh, hell yeah, they are. Speaking of people that make money off of idiots, we got more Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh, I'm idiot.
Uh,
That's me.
hell yeah.
They'll be getting my
I-
money.
I haven't fully finished a Monster Hunter game in like 10 years, but goddamn, if I don't stop buying them, I buy them every
Oh,
fucking time.
Dude, I'm a monster hunting fiend. Like
Let's fucking
none of
go.
like none of my friends like it, and I always try to tell them like, no, bro, you don't understand. We used to have to kill this Rathalos like 20 times.
And then you get a weapon you like. No, I luckily have a couple friends that really enjoy the Monster Hunter series. They got started with Monster Hunter Tri on Wii, but I've been playing since the PS2, the original PS2 Monster Hunter, and
So I'm
I
a
fucking
big
love
sucker.
the series. I am a huge fucking sucker for Monster Hunter. I mean, who else do you know that has a near complete Japanese Monster Hunter PSP collection? Because I get them for free because one eBay seller always throws them in as a freebie with things I buy.
Can I real quick
Always.
derail in a heinous way?
Sure.
And real quick, the A Pepperoni, highly recommend World. Monster Hunter World is amazing. Great game.
World is so fucking good. It is the most
Perfect entry point.
It is the most beginner friendly while still having a lot of what makes Monster Hunter Monster Hunter. It's just
Very
perfectly
easy to
balanced.
connect online, not a hassle. Highly recommend.
What do we have to do, Kels, to get you to play Near Replicant?
Find me some free time.
Okay. I understand.
Honestly,
What if
like
you
little to
played
nothing.
Replicant while we did the podcast for the next
Why don't we
months?
kick you out for like a month
Yeah, I'll
and
just have
instead
it
of doing
on the
that?
screen.
Do you have the game?
I'm pretty sure I have a copy. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Well,
no,
they're
I
on
do. Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. I was playing it before.
Oh,
I definitely do.
okay.
I think I got like a few hours into it before I got distracted by something else.
Totally fair. Yeah, you should play that game. David said the
I
word
shall.
near, but like NEAR, and it just made me think of how you haven't played that yet. Happens.
Yeah, if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 A Pepperoni, that's gonna take you forever. My playthrough is like 120 hours, but granted, I was playing it with someone else, so we are both having to stop and read shit all the time. So
Also, shout out to them. They just added a new evil character alignment ending.
that pisses
So
me
still-
off, man.
Really quick, actually, and I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this a second ago. RIP to the original voice actor or voice actress for
Yes.
Kaine, the Japanese version, passed away. So
Pepperoni and cheese.
you'll
61 years old.
Cheese.
Way too young.
Way too young. But yeah, no, fuck them for adding in like new endings to a 100-hour plus game like a year after its launch. Go fuck yourself, all right? Because that happened to me too. Like not even for that ending, because like we finished it and then literally a week later they came in. They're like, "Hey guys, we added in extended and new endings for almost all the party members," and that pissed me off because whenever I beat it, I felt like our ending was super underwhelming. So like you don't get like all your party members like a conclusion there. And the one ending I did get wasn't even like an ending. It was like an open-ended kind of thing. There's no sense of closure there after the big grand adventure you just went on. And so
Gotcha.
it was piss poor, and then supposedly the update fixed that. It's like, no, go fuck yourself, man. Because even if I go watch something on YouTube, it's not going to have like that same connection to my adventure. That's just words that are being put on the screen. There's nothing to connect me to what we went through over the 100 hours. So I don't know. Great game, but that pissed me off. And then them doing it again, fuck them. Just move on to your
them for
next
continuing to
game.
support their game.
Yeah, go fuck off. Go do something else. Make your new game.
Hurry up and work on a fucking Shadowrun game,
Yeah,
losers.
exactly. Give me
Oh,
some
oh my
fucking
god, I'd
Cyberpunk.
fucking cry if they did Shadowrun. Oh. One day.
One day, or fuck it, do your own sci-fi cyberpunk game.
Hell
They did it with
yeah.
Divinity when they couldn't get Wizards, so let's go.
Oh man, them doing just a cyberpunk style game at all. Oh, let's fucking go.
Actually, that might be next up, Pepperoni.
Was not yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit here. It's a little further down. But yes, so yeah, shout out to Monster Hunter Wilds. I look forward to playing that.
Absolutely.
Again, As long as there's Gunlance, I'm a happy camper. Anytime there's not Gunlance, I cry a little bit because that is the greatest introduction to Monster Hunter that was ever created. And then we got some more Fatal Fury footage. We got a reveal of Mai for the game, which at first I was like, they're gonna make so many people mad because Mai is a new character design, and I was like, I can't wait for all the people to come out of the woodworks crying woke about this game because she's covered up now. And then they're like, JK, and her secondary costume is her traditional outfit. So I'm like, oh, you cheeky fucks.
They knew.
They knew. Then after that, we got Monument Valley 3. Looks like a kind of Echochrome style game. Shoutouts to a game I was excited for, and then they immediately killed all fucking excitement I had for it. Mecha Break. We've talked about this on the podcast a lot. I was fucking stupid excited for this. Shoutouts to NVIDIA for being a major cuck organization. So they're working with the developers to use this as their first game to use the AI integration, where NPCs will just have AI generated dialogue. And it'll be the first game where you don't have dialogue trees with NPCs, and they'll just keep randomly generating dialogue based on what you say to them.
Well, I was gonna say I fell off of that game because I didn't realize it's a multiplayer game. I thought it was gonna be like an Armored Core, like single player, like adventure. But
you know, I'm still down for multiplayer because I like multiplayer in Armored Core, and Gundam Versus sometimes scratches a weird itch. But no, you lose me at the weird AI bullshit. Fuck off. But speaking of games that thankfully have not lost me, Civilization 7 looks fucking great. Then again, it's Civilization. You don't have to do a whole lot to make me excited.
Right.
Because I know that the initial launch will be okay, but then when that first expansion hits, it'll be perfect. That's just how Civ works. Ever since Civ 5, that's just how Civilization works. At launch, it's fine. But then you get the first expansion, it's like, this is how it was meant to be. Understood.
Hey, David.
Yo.
You played it. What Civ is your favorite?
Oh, that's hard. Nostalgia wants me to say Civ 2. Because that was the birth of War Gandhi. But at the same time, I feel like I really, really like Civ 5. Once all the expansions were out for that one was a fucking solid experience.
Nice. Totally. Again, unrelated because I'm doing some humble stuff. Do you guys both have Scythe on Steam?
I think I missed out on that bundle. Let me check.
It's out right now still. I think it might be like another day or two.
No, I don't have that.
Okay. If you want that, I got it, or whatever. I got that on there. Kels, if you want a game, I got Wingspan. Have you played Wingspan before?
I have not.
You want it?
Sure.
Cool.
Sure. Kels can take that. I'll take Scythe. I have played the tabletop of Scythe. Fantastic game.
I need to buy that eventually.
Oh shit! I need to grab this Capcom one. God damn.
Yeah, the Capcom one is goated.
Yeah, that's fire.
You should.
I didn't already have everything in there, basically.
Yeah. The Dune one for the board game one though is also pretty good because that's a pretty expensive game right now still, and really, really highly rated.
But no, I do genuinely highly recommend the Scythe tabletop. That is the closest I've ever gotten to a board game properly handling like everyone going at the same time. It's a little bit weird at first to kind of get into the idea of everyone doing like a strategy game at the same time. But after like the first 10 minutes, you get into such a rhythm for it that it basically almost feels like you're outright playing an RTS. It's just so fluid once you get the hang of it.
I believe it. I am really bummed that I've yet to play Ghost Trick on Steam or Switch. I played on DS. But
Yeah,
was so excited for
I
Action
want to
Man
get to
Time.
that too.
It's so good, dude. That music. is
I was
incredible.
contemplating that for Extra Life, but I don't think I'm gonna have the time for it.
Yeah, it takes a while. It's a game you gotta invest into. I need to get this bundle though. I don't think I have anything on here.
But yeah, so speaking of games that I don't have, certainly at least, Starfield got DLC announcement. They're gonna have a dune buggy that you can ride around in now. And then also, it was the dumbest reveal. They're like, here's like this fucking moon buggy you can run around. It's got a gun. And then the last 5 seconds of all this footage of this dune buggy, like, oh, by the way, our other DLC is coming out eventually. So congratulations to the 5 people excited for that. Shattered Space expansion is out September 30th. Then after that was when we got Marvel Rivals. Excited for that. And then we got to the thing that Crazy Ant Pepperoni has been wanting to talk about, and what we've alluded to a little bit here, which is a very fascinating project called Secret Level. Adrian, did you see anything about this at all?
No, I've been so disconnected.
So this is interesting. This is by the studio that is run by like one of the Deadpool directors that also happens to have a game studio. It's a anthology series on Amazon, coming to Amazon, that just tells small video game stories.
Okay.
And it's a Studio Blur, by the way.
Yeah, Studio Blur. And they're doing everything from like Mega Man to God of War to Warhammer to Dungeons and Dragons.
This is a show?
Yes, this is a show.
That was a game. I was like, what the fuck are you making this a game? All right.
It's essentially, was it Love, Sex, Robots? But
Yeah.
video games.
Oh, okay. Wait. So like,
So it's gonna be like an anthology series. So like, there's just a bunch of small stories set in all these video games.
set in the video game.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like almost like a documentary because I was thinking of Blood, Sweat, Pixels by Jason Schreier, where
Gotcha.
like,
No, no,
behind the
no.
scenes. Okay, no, it's okay. Interesting. Cool.
No. So I highly recommend go watching the
Okay.
trailer for it. But yeah, no, it's
That's cool.
basically a lot of short stories. The whole pitch of it is basically like, you know how you watch a game sometimes you're like, oh, this one would be cool if it was like on the big screen as a moment. And that's kind of the whole. And
So this sounds like an amazing entry point for people that don't play a lot of games.
yes.
So they're cool. We got a new show to watch with the girlfriend.
Yeah, and that comes out in December as well. I think it is. But yeah, the big things.
That's on what?
pitched-
Streaming?
That'll be on Prime.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's gonna have stuff from Sifu, Mega Man, Armored Core, God of War, all kinds of fucking shit they showed off.
Which is kind of crazy because it's gonna have 40K stuff.
Yeah.
And supposedly Henry Cavill's been having issues getting 40K stuff pushed through like Amazon and Games Workshop.
Yes.
So it's really interesting how this got made, but something with Henry fucking Cavill
Interesting.
being your poster boy isn't getting made.
Star of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right, star.
Hey, I'm glad that's hype. Are we gonna get to this thing that I really want to talk about?
We'll get there eventually.
Okay, I'm antsy. I'm excited.
We'll get there eventually. We're like 3/4 of the way through this
Let's
shit.
do this.
So we had Towerborn. Looks like a fun little side-scrolling action game. I'm actually kind of stoked for that. Looks fun. We had Age of Mythology Retold. It's Age of Mythology. What the fuck do you want?
Do we get any Dead Rising news?
No.
Bummer.
And that from initial hands-on impressions I've been watching, looks like shit.
What?
A lot of the hands-on impressions I've been seeing have been like, no, this is pretty terrible.
No.
Basically feels like a cash grab and is just ugly, gross, soulless, has like all the
No.
charm ripped out of it.
That actually breaks my heart a bit because I was
the main thing for me on it is that made me not want to get it is they said the mall is still segmented, like it's not one big zone, like it's still the same like entry points and shit. It's like,
yeah, in the modern era that should be changed to be one big zone, especially because from what I understand, they're still keeping to most of the gameplay is still intact.
Well,
They've changed some of the gameplay.
It's a remake, so like I wasn't expecting them to change it. It would have been a fantastic change, but if they keep the zones but they populate the fuck out of them, then that's fine with me, I guess. Like that.
Not from what I've been hearing.
You know what's funny? Like I've been excited for that. I've heard a lot of the students have been excited for that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I from all the early hands-on impression folks that I've been seeing on that sounds like it's gonna be a 5 to 6 out of 10.
I say
That's coming from like hardcore Capcom
I say
fans.
this looking at the Capcom bundle where it had Dead Rising 2, 3, and 4. I'm like, oh, that'd be great to just like power through all of them, but
I never played 4, but I remember I loved 3. 3 was so fun to me.
2,
I never played 3 and 4.
2 was so
2 was
fucking good.
Yeah, 2 and 3 was shit.
I will never forget all the memes that came out of 2 because of all the inappropriate screenshots you can make with that game.
I felt like a boomer, like telling like ye olden tales, but I was telling them, I was like, I was at PAX. That was the year that I went to PAX. Was 2010 when they were showing off a lot of Dead Rising 2 stuff, and they had Capcom had an event for Dead Rising 2 where they just booked out this like vacant corner store that was just empty. It was something, but just it wasn't there anymore. And they put like they stuffed it with just like a couple of shelving, and they put like random stuff there, and they played it up at like as like a make your own weapon type of deal. So like they had a teddy bear that they duct taped like a dart gun to, and I was like I really wanted it, so I'm like talking to them like I how do I keep this? And they're like, we're not supposed to let anyone take things, but if you walk out now, I'll look that way. I'm like, fantastic. So I don't know where it's at now. It's probably got lost somewhere, but I love that thing. It was so funny.
Probably ended up in a gore box.
No. If that thing had to gotten like just lost in the shuffle part, someone probably thought I was stuffed animal, like just toss it.
It's with whoever took your Fire Emblem games.
No. I don't know. There's a handful of like stuffed animals I could probably find if I dig around somewhere, but yeah. Anyway,
speaking of
no more disappointment.
Speaking of disappointments, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 got a gameplay teaser. Don't fucking care. Speaking of not caring, Batman VR got more gameplay. Who gives a fuck?
Unfortunately.
Speaking of the trend of me not giving a fuck, Little Nightmares 3 got a fucking trailer. No release date.
And you know what though? Good for them because 1 was great. I heard people like 2.
Now we need to get to one of the things that blew my fucking mind because I just about shit my pants when this happened. So you need to picture it. It's fucking Gamescom, right? We've had all these game reveals. Jeff Kaplan of the Overwatch team has been adored by the fans as he keeps sucking Kojima and revealing all these games. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna bring a legend of the industry onto the fucking stage. May as well have. Brings out Peter fucking Molyneux
from the grave.
From the grave.
What that man has been. What's he been doing?
Oh, you're gonna hear about what he's been doing.
Milo 2.
Ultima 12.
I mean that's
Dragon Quest
British,
13.
Thank you very much, but no. So Peter fucking I wanted to put that feature in the game, but I instead focus on a mechanic that we scrapped, so we can't have that anymore. Oh, and Peter, yeah, Milo is totally happening in real time. That's not stage footage. Molyneux, the biggest liar in video game history, to the point where he's
what though? I feel like we probably know a few more at this point. You know
That's
what?
True.
What's his name? Sean Murray with the launch of No Man's Sky might give him a good run for his money.
Yeah, with the way the game launched, fair enough. But yeah, Peter fucking Molyneux comes on stage, and they let this man talk. He's like, you know what? I went into mobile games.
Don't let him talk.
They let him talk. He's like, you know what? I went into mobile games for a while, and I'll admit, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I didn't belong in the mobile game industry, and I'm sorry for that. And I'm like, I don't trust you right now. Why are you trying to lull me into false sense of security? He's like, you know what? I went back to my roots. I remember the good old days of working on Black and White. I remember of working on Fable and a lot of other things. So I got the band back together. This man self-funded his own indie studio, recruited a lot of the old developers that he used to work with, and secured the rights from Microsoft to work on a new Fable game called Masters of Albion, which is a hybrid of Fable and Black and White, where it's literally a Sims-like god game that is also an action RPG.
Excuse me?
It almost is kind of like if you made ActRaiser a 3D action RPG.
I don't give a shit about the concept, but just everything else around that shit sandwich just made me really confused. Like that is
Yeah, how the fuck does Microsoft work with them again? That's why. Like,
is it an
how does
Xbox
that work
exclusive?
out?
Right now it's up for
Nothing is
wish list on
Xbox exclusive
Steam.
anymore.
Oh, well,
It has
oh,
to
The
be,
only
uh,
platform
Indiana
confirmed
Jones.
is PC. So right now it's only PC. That has been the only confirmed platform. You can go wishlist it now.
Now, okay, let me let my brain run for a second.
Yeah.
Does that worry either of you about Fable?
Yep.
Like, is there like a it feels, I'm getting like weird like brain echoes of like Marvel backtracking and trying to play it safe sort of deal, where it's like,
I'm
is it that maybe that, and I don't like to throw like conspiracy or anything like that, but I'm just like hypothetical speaking. Is it like, is there a possibility that Microsoft sees Fable right now and it's like, oh, like it wasn't what we expected. We're still gonna put it out there, but it's not where we wanted it to be. So maybe we start like booty calling Peter Molyneux and being like, come on, like, do you want to start like working with us and we'll play nice with you and maybe eventually you make another Fable game? That's almost what it doesn't reek of that completely, but it's like a slight scent.
I was gonna go the other way with it. I feel like it's them seeing the reaction to Fable and taking it the wrong way. It's like they seen the analytics jump up and they're like, "Oh, people are excited for Fable. Well, what if we did another Fable game?"
And you
And
know
I
what though?
don't think Fable is the IP for that right now. I don't think
Not right
there's
now, but I would love for that to go back to, remember how it was a staple for
Yeah.
Xbox almost? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
that'd be cool.
Fable 2 was just fucking popping.
But it was like
Mhm.
almost like one of the franchises you just tied with Xbox alongside Gears
Oh yeah, for sure.
and Halo with. But I don't know. It just, it weirds me out that they would want to work with him again.
Very weird.
And that's why it just feels like either Microsoft's been like really just kind and dandy, or like there's ulterior motives like brewing on the side here, and I just can't help but shake that. I'm like, there's something up with that. Kudos to him, like more power to him. That's cool. But that's such a bizarre. I want to go watch that because I'm sure you're saying a lot of what they're saying. Like I'm sure a lot of what you're saying with this whole like I've got the rights for Microsoft and stuff like that. Was that what he said?
No, he didn't say those words, but like obviously he had to have. Like he's not working on a game that is set in Fable without having secured the rights. It's not like he's going AWOL and is like, I'm fucking
So not
making
necessarily securing the rights, but like allowed to use IP.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I need to go watch how that segment play out. That's bizarre.
Very
Yeah,
bizarre.
it's I'm curious. I'm curious.
You know what I will say
well,
though, we can meme all we want, and I get it. We're kind of gonna say the industry though. I kind of want someone like Peter Molyneux around to just be a little ambitious, be a little weird, just do some shit because we're getting that stale shit with all this nonsense. You know, like as much as he was just talking out of his ass a lot of times, he was a visionary and sort of like he tried to constantly do things in weird ways, and that's something I do miss in the industry right now.
No, I don't inherently disagree. My own misgivings aside, I do think it is a refreshing bit of air to see someone that is perhaps more creative than they're capable of doing.
We just need the creativity in here right now. We just need to,
Yeah.
and at an upper level, I feel like there's no shortage of creativity among indies. but I definitely want a creativity pushed at like a double or triple A level right now.
Yeah.
I'd be one to argue that we already have that kind of, right? Because we have what's his name, Joseph Arias, is that his name? The guy that did It Takes Two and
But
A Way Out and
and-
stuff like that. And then we have like Japanese developers. We have Kojima doing his thing. We have Shinji Mikami doing his thing. We have all
we never
the
talked
Hi-Fi
about
Rush games
yeah,
getting acquired.
that.
I mean,
was
I
fucking
feel like we have
wild.
plenty of like innovators in the space, but I don't want to make it this, but for some reason the white guy gets a pass for being the notorious liar and innovator in the space. But as soon as like you have a woman or a Japanese dude in there making crazy choices going off the wall, it's like, ew, why are they doing this? You know?
Mm.
It's
I
kind
mean,
of a weird.
No,
kind
it's
of
legitimate.
catch-22 there.
I don't necessarily, and maybe I'm just not in tune with it, but it's like I just know that like the two that come to me in most, and it could be because of the focus on that, but just knowing how blatant the stuff that he was saying was very inherently not correct, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
no, this is not real footage. No, there is no multiplayer in No Man's Sky. Like it's very clear cut. I'm sure there probably are Japanese versions of that.
I will say I'll take Peter Molyneux over like any sort of like wherever the fuck Ubisoft is pushing out shit like that.
That's what I'm
feel
saying. It's like
Yeah.
but like I get. Oh, hold on. No, I do need more quadruple A Skull and Bones. piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a game that's both worth $70 and microtransactions.
No, I'm not saying there's none of that, but I just
Gotcha.
it like the 360 and PS3 era were just so goated in the fact that like it just felt like there was always something like really out there at a higher level to push, and I just want more of that. I feel like
sure.
we're kind of just all over the place.
True that.
David, what's next?
So
I gotta
what
wrap
is
up ish soon.
all right? Well, speaking of things that should have wrapped up, we had Squid Games Unleashed, the video game.
And Squid Games 2 or Season 2 coming out.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
I'll
season
watch
one
it,
enough
but-
that I'm like, I'll see what you guys are cooking with this. And they did say that season 3 is the final season, so there is a beginning and end of the series, which I'll appreciate. We'll see, but like season 1 stands so fucking well on its own that I'm curious.
And don't forget, after we get all of this, they're doing the Western American adaptation of it.
True.
On the plus
So
side, I think it's Fincher or someone like that doing it.
I just that's
Anyway.
also what they're doing with the boys. I need them to stop. Like they're doing the Mexican the boys, the
Yeah.
amigos, the hombres.
Yeah.
so rapid fire, two
Season 1
things.
Squid Game was great for Bernie.
Yes.
No one cares about Arena Breakout Infinite. Don't care. Unknown 9. I mean, it looks
wait,
different.
Wait. Kells?
That was the game I was playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the Tarkov clone.
Oh,
This
yeah,
man
yeah.
has said, "Fuck that game. Nobody cares." And we spent a while like, "Oh, it sounds pretty solid."
I didn't realize that's the game you were talking about.
It's like Bring Back having the Spanish version. Yeah, a little bit, but these are actively canon.
After that, we had the next to last segment, which was the Activision Blizzard shit. Despite the fact that Warcraft is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, fucking nothing is being done to celebrate it. Shout outs to Warcraft getting its next expansion in fucking 2 days.
But does
or
anyone
whatever
really
it
want to
is.
celebrate your 30th birthday? I mean, I don't.
I did.
Fuck that. I'd rather just die.
I'm still alive. Then things I would rather just die. Diablo 4 got more information about its expansion. Don't care.
Here.
And then we had gameplay footage for the first Berserker. Kazan looks fucking generic as shit. Then we got more gameplay footage and reveal information for Indiana Jones. Thank you, Game Pass, for being able to make my partner happy. She's a big Indiana Jones fan, and I didn't want to pay money for it, so it's on Game Pass. Woo! But we got release date information. December 9th is when Indiana Jones comes out to Xbox and PC. Oh, wait.
And
There's more. Spring, we will have a PlayStation 5 release.
Good for them.
And then to close out the show was unfortunately once again not Silksong.
So
but we're
I feel like the internet.
ruining the fucking bit, Adrian.
Sorry,
God
go
damn
ahead,
it.
go ahead.
The bit's already ruined. You go.
Sorry. I has anyone else been seeing general discourse online of people like turning on Silksong right now?
Not
Yeah, because at this
necessarily
point
that
it's
I've seen-
basically Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, at this point, it's not like something I've seen, but something I feel. It's like, now it's a meme. Now it's like, oh, Silksong here. It's not like me actually being excited for it, you know.
Yeah.
I feel a bit conflicted where it's like, hey, you guys did so well with Hollow Knight. Feel free to take as much time as you want, but I feel like you should communicate that at some point. Just be like, hey, look, this game got a lot bigger than we expected, and we really want to take our time with it. We're pushing it out. We will let you know some updates along the way, but like, the radio silence shit doesn't work.
Yeah, no, they could do like some sort of like trailer or some sort of like
just a screenshot. Like, just give me a
yeah,
screenshot to say, hey,
anything.
we're working on it. Hey, here's something cool. But it's such a bummer because like, I just hate when studios go radio silent. The only time it worked was like No Man's Sky when they put their heads down and like, all right, we fucked up. Instead of apologizing, we just put our heads down and like we came out with update. Cool, but like No Man's Sky, I feel like turned around and got it on track faster than Silksong came out. I'm sure Silksong's gonna be fantastic, but they need to work on their communication skills.
for sure.
Sorry, I ruined your bit, David.
It's all good. So the last thing revealed, the close of the show was the new Mafia game.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what you close the show with. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's a weird choice, but at the same time, I am curious because it looks like they're going to Sicily in this one at least.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty interested in that whole that Godfather 2 approach to it, because what was it, 3 or 4, whatever the last one was, you're in like down south Louisiana during like
Yeah.
like post Vietnam or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I've never really cared that much, to be honest, about Mafia. It's always been a series where I'm like, yeah, it's fine, but it's never been like earth shattering. So
For sure.
I don't know, just an odd choice to end the conference on.
Yeah, very odd. And I wonder like how much of that is like the year being light, or how much of that is like Xbox, Sony, and shit holding back for their own stuff, you know, or holding back for the Game Awards, if that. Because also,
That's
I don't
fair.
think we talked about, but Avowed got delayed as well.
No, we didn't talk about that. That's disheartening.
Yeah. So push that one out this year, guys. Hope you weren't looking forward to that,
That day.
because you're fucked.
All right.
Now that is everything for Gamescom.
So I was rewarded by not sleeping that one night with a wonderful tweet from Warrior64 at like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning with Silent Hill 2 story trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this. David, what are your thoughts?
I don't think I'm as optimistic as you two are about it based on your reactions that I saw. I think that this trailer has shown me that they can get the vibe right so long as they're outright copy and pasting the vibe. But I'm still not convinced that they're going to execute on it is my problem.
Kels?
This trailer has me a lot more hopeful than anything else they put out. Everything else, it's been kind of like kind of ran the gamut of like cringy to like this doesn't look good, but this like watching it like, oh wow, this looks like in my head what I would be painting if someone was like, hey, there's a trailer for Silent Hill 2 remake or remade whatever coming out tomorrow, and that's essentially what I'd picture. So I mean, I feel like it hit the vibes, hit everything that needed to be hit, and I'm tentatively excited for it because, like I said, nothing else has looked good so far, but this looked great. So
Nothing else looked good.
I-
I fuck with the very first trailer.
eh,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
I
Like aside from like the tone, like yeah, it looks like Silent Hill. Everything else is just kind
Yes.
of like yeah, nothing else is kind of like
Okay,
dragging
okay.
me in here.
I'm taken out of it, and we've talked about this during the big gameplay trailer they did a while back, where Blooper Team did reveal that part of the problem is the original devs actually wanted them to change more than what they have been, which I think is the more interesting component to it. Is that the original developers didn't want the game to be a lot like the original. And the cruel irony of it is that's why I'm not convinced on this, just because of the fact that so much of it has aesthetically changed, and so much of it seems to be changing from the presentation of the original game that I'm not sure it's gonna be worth it. I don't know.
What
I'm
an unfortunate conundrum to be in if you're a Bloober Team. Like I'm
Right.
sure you would have been like, I'm sure they were like, let's just keep everything. They're probably on that same level. Like, don't touch it, do it, and then like to have the creators be like, no, change this, change this. It must have been put them in a really weird spot.
Oh, I can only imagine because like on one hand, you as a creative, you're probably like, yeah, that sounds good. But then you as like a reasonable person that knows how the internet works is probably like, maybe we should.
But also, you can't really tell them no either, right?
Right,
Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
weird
you-
to be like, okay, you guys made this incredible game, and now you're saying do this, but we don't want to, and then like that can make them second guess themselves. You're like, all right, what if it was a good idea though? What if it was like
Right.
the right choice? With so upon first watch, I think like the music like stuff. I think the music's gonna be incredible. Like
yeah.
I think what Apepperoni just said in chat is kind of like hitting off why I think it works good, the new trailer at least, because I feel like as someone, if someone has no clue what Silent Hill is or Silent Hill 2, they could watch that and be like, okay, I'm getting the vibes here. I'm kind of understanding what's happening or understanding what I'm getting into at least. I feel like anything else, like the teaser trailer or initial announcement trailer, anyone not up to date on what Silent Hill is or knowing what it is, they'd probably look at it and be like, is this Resident Evil? What am I watching? What's going on here?
you know, I want to rewatch trailer now. I want to see if maybe
Yeah, me too.
maybe it was me just like at midnight, delirious, no sleep mode. That was like, oh, this is cool, but uh, I it could be that the game is just trying its hardest to do that, like cast a wide net and get as much as you can versus like
That too.
because right, we've had this. I don't want to be regurgitating the same shit that we say all the time, but it's like this is not a game you could recreate one for one and expect it to do well. It's just not.
Yeah.
But I mean, the alternative, like I was always shocked thinking about this. Like, what do they do? Well, this game is a game that can be modernized, but like breaks some of the inner themes. Are we sacrificing some of those themes for the sake of this new shift? But then like that all that aside too, you'll never please everyone in this thing. Like you can do whatever you want, but you won't. And it's like people are not into like the voice actress or that, which is like it is what it is. I think it was close enough that I was fine with it. But I don't know. There's just so many different things that go with this. And one thing I will say, I'm glad they're paying attention to the fog at least.
Yeah.
And not using Comic Sans.
Yeah.
I'm
I still
gonna.
hope there's like a meme for that somewhere in the game. Like you'll find like some low res texture somewhere with Comic Sans.
Are we all buying this game day one, trying it or?
Absolutely not.
I'll probably.
I
It
absolutely will
it'll
not.
probably. When does it was October, right? October.
Yeah.
If it hits $30 price drop, then
It'll
I'll
be
grab
Black
it,
Friday for
regardless.
sure.
I won't pay more than $30 for it, regardless.
And that is that a Konami thing or is that a stance of
Yes.
okay?
Hmm.
Wait, when does it come out in October again?
The 8th.
So then, how about this, David? I will buy it day one because I'm just more of a curiosity. I want to see how they do this. I'll beat it in time, and I'll lend you out. I'll give the game to you when we meet up, and you can send it back to me whenever you're done.
That works.
Because I do want us all to have a conversation on this soon. So we have a spoiler cast probably like the first week of November if we want.
How long is the original? Because I kind of want to play through that as well.
Oh, let's see.
I don't remember
I
it being.
think it took me like 6 hours, something like that.
Yeah. I could probably knock it out in a weekend.
How long to beat has it at 8 hours?
Okay, that's not bad.
But yeah, fuck. I am past due that a playthrough of that game's gone by for that was phenomenal. Like it was such a fun one because it was like I never expected a game from that era to just tackle me in that sort of way and just clasp onto me as much as that did. Like I'm so of the modern storytelling era where it's like Nier has me, Alan Wake has me, and I just never expected like Silent Hill 2 just to grapple hold me so much like that with just how fucking amazing it is in all aspects of it. Whatever, it's the same thing I kind of thought with Resident Evil 4 remake, where I'm like, how do you remake a game like that? Now RE4, I could see more of the 1-for-1, but Silent Hill 2, you remake it. I don't know. It's like I don't want you to touch it. You're gonna though, because you have to, because you can't do this game.
I mean, I'm gonna be of the opinion that some things just don't need to be remade. Fuck it, just re-release it in the original
I
version.
wholeheartedly agree.
Charge
But
less
it's-
for it. Fucking $10-20 tops, whatever. Just be like, hey, here you go. Here's the original fucking game. Just it's running in an emulated versions on modern systems. Go for it.
We all know though, like all of us, like, and we've been lumped Gore because that's when we were talking with them on the podcast, is that we were all like excited to like hear about this still though. Like it's still got our curiosity piked, but at what cost? Like I at the grand scheme of things, we'll always have the original. And we can always go back to that, right? But I just hope that because this is gonna introduce so many Silent Hill 2 acknowledgers, right? Like people say they're into Silent Hill or they know of Silent Hill. They never played Silent Hill 2, right? Like it's one of those games that you just know of. So I am curious as to how this is as an introduction. And it's a little weird. I am so fascinated by this. Every time we have this talk, I feel like I'm at a loss for words because I'm like, I don't know how to approach this. It's so bizarre. Like it must have been the biggest honor for the Bloober team. I'm sure they're all terrified too to like go at it.
And that's the cruel irony of it, is especially because of the fact that unless you are actually following the development of this game, you're not going to know that they were the ones to try and keep the game as original as possible. You're just going to be of the assumption it's different, therefore it must be the new devs doing it. And there is some legitimate criticism for Bloober team stuff that they work on. I would hate to see them get undue criticism for something.
You were excited for them to take this.
I was excited because they can get atmosphere right. And that's the biggest thing that Silent Hill needs is atmosphere. Them writing their own story is usually fine.
It conceptually cool, it doesn't work out.
No, their games can be said to end with dubious morals at best, but they're fine conceptually. It's just somewhere along the way they misunderstood their own message. But goddamn if they don't know how to make atmosphere. And so again, that's all I need if we're gonna do Silent Hill, especially 2. That's the part that also has me like, all right, concerned. Like if they went through and they're just like, fuck it, we're remaking Silent Hill 1, we're giving it to them, fine. Let them cut their teeth on something like that. but the fact you're going right to 2, right to the most beloved game in the series, and also the most dense game in the series.
And one of the most, I don't know. I know Silent Hill 2 is popular. How popular?
It is the most popular Silent Hill.
But like, how popular are we saying when like we're talking about a platinum hits game, right? Like a platinum hits, greatest hits of that era, so it's sold really well. But like, I feel like people and gaming exploded since then for sure, right? But like, I feel like
Yeah.
the majority of people don't really know that game. They know of that game, but no one has played that game in this generation, you know? So like,
No, the last generation that easily had access to it was PS3 360.
right. And so
And I don't think the 360 version is even backwards compatible, is it?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Where oh man, I'm just yeah, you're right. Like it's got to nail the atmosphere, but like
Oh shit, it was made backwards compatible. So technically, you could play that shitty HD version on the Series X.
it's got to nail a lot of things, but then we ask, does it? Like it's unfortunate, but like, are people gonna care? Right, like that's kind of the thing that bums me out the most. Like the nuances of all this, the struggle of like fighting the thing. You know what it reminds me of, kind of. It's not really, actually. It's a little bit of deviation, but it's like it's the struggle of fighting against something because of like how much you just don't like to, and then eventually it kind of melds into you a little bit, and you kind of understand it. But they don't need that. They won't understand that. Literally, if the gameplay was bad, fucking Callisto Protocol. Callisto Protocol, like I don't think it was that bad. I got the early copy of that game, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty solid. And I saw the game came out, I was like, fuck this game. This game sucks, and it's the controls suck ass. You can't just, if they put out the game the way that we would love for them to do, which is this terribly controlled mess in this terribly miserable, strange world. If that came out like that,
It's kind of funny that you bring that up because that game just recently it came out that they had a lot of development hell issues go on with Krafton as well.
yeah. I just wonder.
And also, like in a world where Alan Wake 2 hasn't made money technically yet, how the fuck is Silent Hill 2 gonna do good?
I think it's gonna do good because it's name recognition.
It's name rank. Yeah, I was gonna
everyone
say,
knows. So like, and that's the thing too. It's almost like this is the outlet people are gonna finally have because they've
But
always.
do they though? Because I feel like Alan Wake's more like in the limelight.
Oh no.
And kids these days are gonna have more like access
I
to it.
I
Your
know
14, 15-year-old isn't gonna know what Silent Hill is.
no.
Right?
So my Pyramid Head
Ooh.
plushie is like beeline by plenty of the goth girls.
I was gonna say
They
we
will all-
have someone
I-
with their pulse on the teenage youth of this day.
I funnily enough, it's like I call that like there's like all the plushies that are super cute, the giant bobas, the squish bobas, and then I'm like I will joke up to myself, I'm like Pyramid Head there is there for the goth girls because sure enough they beeline, they know exactly who that is, they know everything about like that, which again, but I'm talking like they like they know what Silent Hill is, but then like when I was gushing about Alan Wake because I remember I had a.
Well, have these people played Silent Hill 2?
That's what I'm saying. So really quick though, well, I played live the nominations for the students for Game Awards, and Alan Wake came up and they were like, "The fuck? Why is that game nominated?" And I was like, "Because that game is the best game this year," and they're like, "Okay, fair enough." And like they don't know what that is, and I had to explain them and sell them on that game because they've never heard of it. But like they know of Silent Hill. That's what I'm saying. So like they haven't played Silent Hill 2, but like the zeitgeist behind Silent Hill is just always kind of just ruminating. Like it's always just brewing there.
And you also have to think
I'd
of
say
it
that's
this
more
way,
like the
like,
iconography, though, right? That's less than the zeitgeist.
but you think of it this way.
Yeah.
more of the like Zoomer and below generations spend all of their entertainment time on YouTube. You know, they don't really watch TV. They're watching YouTube. And especially if they dip anywhere into video gaming media, it's all our generation up just fucking gushing about Silent Hill. So anyone that ends up anywhere near the like horror genre and gets out of the like Five Nights at, you know, Baby's first horror game and starts doing an actual like, all right, well, what other horror games are out there? You know, go on to YouTube where I spend all my time, type best horror games. Bam, you're gonna get 95 million essays on why Silent Hill is peak.
I mean, we also remember it's a movie too.
Yeah, I just don't
Yeah.
think those alternative kiddos with the pyramid plushies are necessarily in it for the franchise. They're in it for the aesthetic of the franchise. You know?
And they will be, but I would not be shocked if that translates to them wanting to buy this game and
Sure.
try this game.
Right.
At the
Right,
very
it's an
least.
entry point.
It's still the
for 'em.
fact they know it. That's the key component. They know what that is. It's kind of like a non-anime person knowing what Goku is. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go out and buy the Dragon Ball game, but they may be more inclined because like, oh, I know that weird fucking dude that goes around beating the shit out of things.
It's interesting because of just like how popular horror is with just youth. Like I can ask every single one of my kids, and I'm ballparking 80% of them's favorite genre of just anything is horror.
Yeah, and that's why I mean, like, if Alan Wake's not making money and it's kind of like the peak pinnacle of like the existential horror right now, I just don't see Silent Hill doing it.
I just
Well,
don't
that's
think
the thing. Is it's the peak of what the average gamer is looking for. It's not the peak of like the demographic that is the youth market.
well, who else can't just like get scared about the when you do the dance, you know, that's fun.
right.
I also Alan Wake has not been a franchise household name, right? Like it took us 10 years for like the proper sequel, and it's like bundled into another niche kind of franchise, right? Like Remedy's
Wake me up when Alan Wake has a pachinko machine.
Yeah, I was just about to say I don't think Silent Hill has like household name right now, just because it's the pachinko machine. Yeah, it's Konami hasn't done a great job marketing their franchises in the past 15 years, I feel like. Outside of gambling.
I
feel like-
don't know. It's interesting but it always just ruminates though. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like it always just pops up places. Kind of like what David's saying. I just always felt it just like, even as someone that until that game's gone by had never played Silent Hill 2, just the names always just hovered there. Like it's always just been Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 2. It's always just popped up places. Like I've always heard that, and I don't know. Like it's just even like somehow the students also know that too, and it's just. I
Yeah,
think-
like if I showed my wife a picture of Pyramid Head and a picture of Alan Wake side by side, she'd probably recognize Pyramid Head first, but she's not going to know where it came from, you know? It's kind of like this aesthetic has been around long enough to where it's gone around the block, and now it's kind of come back around to being less attached to the game and franchise and being more its own, like,
Look,
own
Kendrick
entity
Lamar
aside
has
from
a
it.
song called Silent Hill.
True. No, that I have no argument to that.
There's no argument because yeah, you did. I don't know. It just, and you know what though? I think even just the name just pops up right now. Like if you ask, hey, do you know what Alan Wake is? No. Do you know what Silent Hill is? I've heard of it. I just let me hold on. Let me see. April has been talking up here in the chat real quick. They did ask early on though. Y'all's opinion before any of the podcast. I have 2 ideas for a Halloween fighting game that I can make a roster for. Let me know closer to Halloween because David and I will be traveling, and I will be traveling a lot that month, so we'll talk about that. I don't know about Pyramid Head. I don't know about that. Pyramid Head is practically at every local T-shirt shop, like a Hot Topic.
That's what I mean.
yeah,
It's more like a lifestyle brand than it is like
Like-
a video game.
right. Like you see, like the band shirts.
It's
now.
kind of it's kind of like how Nightmare Before Christmas.
Sure.
It started off as a movie, but then now it kind of like has a second life beyond that, just like living within the walls of Hot Topic or Spencer's. You know, it's kind of like that. The goth aesthetic now is kind of like what it's become.
Right. Let's see, and then give me a couple more.
Yeah, plenty of people in my generation are pretty familiar with Silent Hill and Alan Wake. Plus, I think it helps that it has like 2 movies and plenty of merch. And then I don't know, as someone who slowly got into horror at a young age, I got introduced to their franchise by looking at videos like Top Scary Games or Cancel Games, and it shows PT. I think PT is also a big one because PT was just tied. So just being Silent Hills, I think just the name somehow just constantly just ruminates like under the surface, right?
It's never really left the zeitgeist.
There was a point where it definitely left, but like
There's always been a conversation of Silent Hill. It may not have necessarily been relevant, but it's never left.
it's like Gears of War almost. Like it kind of just like always kind of pops up here and there as a name, even if it might not just be like the most prominent thing. It pops up as a name, and I think just having a stable $70 AAA remake made on the PS5 as an exclusive game, getting pushed marketing wise by Sony, it's gonna do numbers. I am curious about the critic score, and I just know the fans are gonna be extremely divided, like to an insane degree. I just I have very extreme little faith that it will retain everything from the original, which is unfortunate. But I kind of knew that going into it because the one thing I've always praised it for is how much you have to fight the game because of how much you just don't want to be in it. It's like almost like just an extension of like this is not a place you want to be in, so like you need to be unable to control yourself in there. But if it can keep a lot of the aspects of it and introduce maybe some new ones that can only be done on a newer generation, okay, maybe we can have a little bit of a conversation about where it stands. I am just so curious. I will be there day one. That's probably the one game that I'm gonna actually power through because I can. ADHD has my brain on lockdown for the last like 7 months, and I've not been able to get through anything. I just really want to know out the gate how it performs. Hey, Royce, I get what Kel's saying though. It makes sense. Like we were saying, like Silent Hill has not been like the last Silent Hill property they put out there. Ascension's trash. Like
and honestly, since like this remake was announced, like before then, I don't even remember the last time I like heard Silent Hill like mentioned, like until that, and they like announced the new movies by the original director or whatever. Like I don't even remember the last time I heard of it, besides being like, "Hey, where the fuck's Silent Hill?" Well, I guess PT would be the last time.
I think it's remembered fondly, right? If we can have like
Oh, for sure.
Stop Skeleton Fighting having like a incredible long run of video, which that game was so good, dude. It's so good. Those moments, there's just so many incredible moments in that game that just.
And that's the other thing too is we got like 5 Silent Hill properties announced when Silent Hill was coming back. We had Ascension as the first one,
David,
which did not set well.
Is Silent Hill 2? I'm sure it looked really good on that Xbox with that adapter to it, huh?
Yeah, it looks fucking
cool. Continue.
It's gonna look even better. Oh man, I kind of want to go back and do it now that I have the 4K scaler as well, to then get that beautiful 1080p output, then upscaled.
Anyway, we had Ascension was trash, right?
Yeah, and then now we got this, which everyone is gonna be cautious about. It makes me worried for the remainder of the properties because we haven't heard boo on any of the others yet.
I told you you're not gonna hear about F for a long time. It was one of those like it was the current version of Bethesda's Starfield, also Elder Scrolls. It's like it's coming out a long time. Like
it's just concerning because it's been actively being developed for at least 4 years.
I think active development is like conceptualizing a lot of that.
It's a gray area on how much of that is because the only reason why is Ryukishi 7, the writer for it, who works on the When They Cry franchise, has not been able to work on his own series because he started the 3rd entry in the When They Cry, Syconia When They Cry, but stopped it pre-pandemic. And initially he didn't want to continue working on it because he's like, everything I've been writing is too close to home right now. But then he got caught up in the Silent Hill stuff in 2020.
And he's still
And he
working on
confirmed
it,
that, and they're still working on
meaning
it.
that they're still in conceptualization mode because the writers should be done pretty early.
But
Not
we
only
also
that,
don't
but
know if
once
he's just writing or if he's actually directing, because that's the other key component.
I'd imagine he'd have to be directing, right? Because usually once a writer comes in, does their job, they're out. And then
Yeah,
they'll
that's
bring
what I'm
in someone
saying,
else
that-
to script doctor it. So it has to be like a bigger role, right?
Yeah. So for him to be working on it, because he's been on it since at least 2020, and there's been a few AMAs he's done over time, and a lot of people are like, when are we getting, Syconia Part 2? And that's the key thing he's repeated every time, up to like a few months ago. He's confirmed each time since 2020 that, no, I'm still working on this game. I can't.
But what's he
So
have
it's
as
been
well?
actively in development.
What's he a director of besides the visual novel?
He's predominantly basically just worked on the When They Cry franchise.
So if they have this guy that has not done anything outside of visual novels directing this game, that's a massive endeavor.
It's a massive endeavor, but it's also the right person for what Silent Hill is. The whole point of why he got into game development is he worked in the social care system in Japan and worked in for basically like psych health, and in-home patient care and shit, and was so disgusted with the way that mental health is treated in Japan that's what led him to working on Higurashi. Is he just needed some kind of way to vent his disgust in that
I
system.
get that as a writer, but as a director,
Yeah, I would say because of his distinct way of doing things, he would work well to it. It's hard to say without spoiling anything in any of the When They
Sure.
Cry stuff, but he's a person that has a really phenomenal grasp on player expectation, setting a stage, and using game mechanics and game thematics beyond their intended genre.
I believe
really-
you, and I do not want to argue that whatsoever. I 100% believe you. I just worry that being on the newest installment of this franchise, all eyes are going to be on you, especially if everything's tanking left and right. That you gotta nail this shit, otherwise this franchise is like dead. Like if Silent Hill 2
Yeah.
somehow comes out and is not the movie, even if it is, if it's the one, if this game does not do that, then that means Konami's left to just remake 1, 3, and 4, and then what? I think the franchise is kind of put on ice for a while again.
Yeah, because there's still also that like smaller game that got like it was like Transmission or
It was
something like that.
yeah,
Where
they mentioned the short message or whatever. I think
well, no, short message is already out. That
Okay.
came out, but there was like another like
Transmission,
indie
yeah,
one-
like yeah.
yeah.
Like
That kinda
there's
indie
so
looking
much
one.
pressure on you to nail that shit. And again, I believe you wholeheartedly that they are capable of providing messages. What about the 3D aspect of a game outside of a visual novel though? Like that's what I'm saying. Like I believe them on the messaging front and all that stuff. And maybe you know what though? Ironically enough, as we said, right? This game does not need to be a feel good game. So maybe it should take someone that's going to be rough around the edges and push that. But I think
Oh,
that
and it's
might,
definitely not going to be feel good with him.
Yeah,
at that.
no Silent Hill game should be a feel good game. Fuck that.
Yeah.
right. But like the second that the second that the controls start feeling good and this and that, it's like maybe it takes someone that doesn't know how to make good controls. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying anything bad
Fair.
about them, but maybe it's someone that like this. It's like the voice actor thing, from Silent Hill 2. It's like they aren't voice actors, which made the voice acting better because it was not the way you expected. So maybe that is the route, but like I don't know. That's a gamble. That's a hell of a gamble.
I feel like it's the closest to the spirit of the original Team Silent as we're getting.
I'll just say this, like I'm gonna keep an open mind, and I just truly hope
it's solid. And like I said, like I know it's not going to be the original, but at that point, I hope it supplements something that it couldn't get the original. It couldn't get from the original, to make it a little bit of its own. Especially if the developers are asking for changes from Bloober, add some stuff that you could add to now, right? Let's do something with it, but we'll see. I'm so nervous for it. I don't know if I want to play the original ahead of time though, because I feel like that might cause a bias in me some way somehow.
Oh, I want to start seeing some shit of the other Silent Hill properties at this point, because I don't want the Silent Hill 2 remake to be bad. I don't want it to. I want it to be fantastic, and I want it to make me basically feel like
Right.
that's great. I want to go back and replay the original now, just because I'm still excited to be in this world. I don't want it to be fuck. That's awful. I need to go back and play the original to get the taste out of my mouth. But at the same time, like, there's been enough revealed and enough shown that I don't think it's going to be the grand
Post
slam that we're
credits,
hoping
David,
for.
is when you get the trailer for F.
Well, the only hope I have currently of fucking Silent Hill having a return to form.
Post credits, baby. Anything? We're gonna wrap this up.
No.
Kels, any final thoughts?
No, I think those were the big ones.
All right. We'll have a. You guys are yeah. So David and I are doing Zanir Orchestra. I'm so excited for David to see that. It was so good.
I'm excited too.
You doing
I'll
the
be starting up near Automata again soon here because of that.
I wish I had students that were able to like hold on to attention and like follow me on things, because even like their attention span's shot, and little by little actually as we get away from the COVID years, like the kids are getting progressively better, which is a good uplifting sign. But man, like Kentucky Route Zero and Near Automata were just like two games I'm like, oh, I'd kill it with these lessons if y'all would just follow me on this. But alas. We'll let you know on the rosters.
Yeah. Breaking news for Secret Level. It's been confirmed that Keanu Reeves will be starring in the Armored Core
Armored Core.
episode.
I've seen people point that out. I didn't know how legit that would be. That's cool.
Well, with that said, we can check audio, so I hope it was okay. If everybody's here, so
sure
you
it's
can hear
fine.
stuff. Yeah. If everybody right now, I was like, I couldn't hear Kels or David the entire one. I'd cry.
Yeah, well, they were quiet for some reason.
All right. Well, that's the recording. Thanks. I couldn't hear.
Whips.
All right. I'm gonna try streaming on Thursday. What is it exactly? I don't know. I kind of want to try that. David, you know that game? The what is it? Needy Streamer Overload.
Yes, I'm waiting for my physical copy to come in for that.
Okay, I was thinking about streaming it on Thursday. So,
It's a fun game.
nice. Twitch.tv/Depunked. Go on there on Thursday, and I will stream that. Otherwise, everyone have a good night. Everybody appreciate you in the chat.
Yeah.